Hey guys, who do we have tonight for intermission? Who's the interview?
We got the Briscoes.
Oh, the Briscoes. You know, their manager, Cornette, he gave me so much garbage at one of the last shows because of what I wrote about him in my book, Body Slams.
Really?
I can't believe...
Come here!
Whoa, yeah?
Where's Special K at Competitor? Where are they?
Where the fuck are those little bastards?
You got the scoop, right? You got the scoop?
I always try to get the scoops, guys.
You try? Well, you better try harder and get them.
Where are they?
You guys are usually angry, but I've never seen you like this.
Yeah, we're fucking pissed!
What's going on?
This ain't about the convention card today.
No.
That was bad enough.
I'll tell you what this is about. It's not about us beating shit. Respect ain't the Special K anymore.
Not anymore, no.
This is not about us just going out there and beating the rich kid asses.
Not this time, competitor!
This has gotten personal.
Well, guys, what's gone down between...
Yo, find him.
You find them, you'll find out.
Okay.
Find them!
And you'll find out why.
You tell them we're looking for them when you find them.
I will get the scoop for you guys, I promise. I promise we'll do our best. I don't know what's gone on between these two. So much has gone on between... Whoa, okay, guys. You know, these guys aren't safe. Something's gone on between Special K and the Carnage crew, and we're going to find out later tonight. I'm going to do my best. I promise.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a new little feature here on ROH Home Release. As you see, it's called Samoa Joe's Ring. And why is it my ring? Well, quite simply put, it's the Ring of Honor ring. And it belongs to me. I'm the champ. But aside from that, here's what we're going to do. You're going to come in here. I'm going to show you a few of the things that I like to do to people in the ring and maybe a few techniques. But first, what you'll really see...
Is it time for me? It's got to be my time, right? Yeah, champ, you're the man. You know what? It's your first show. I'll do it for you. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the very first... What was the name of it? Never mind. Welcome to the very first time and your very first guest, just me, one half of the Outcast Killers, Oman Tortuga. This is great, man. I love this.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah, this is great. Thanks for having me as your guest.
Did anybody tell you what you're supposed to be doing?
No, you know what? I know you have tons of things to ask me and everything. It's like Cole Cabana show, right? I mean, well, there's no chairs or desks.
Yeah,
There's no cool window of Chicago.
No.
But I'm sure you got tons of questions for me. Go ahead.
Actually, it's not so much questions. I was just going to kind of show you a few things.
Why are you touching me, man?
Relax. See, I was going to show the people at home a few of the things that, you know, the many athletes, fine athletes like yourself.
Oh, that's cool.
Here in Ring of Honor like to do.
Yeah, I like that.
So, you know, I was just going to show a few techniques and moves, nothing big, you know, and I just thought that you'd be a suitable person for me to show these fine people at home.
Wait. You want to do things to me?
Yeah. I mean, you know, of course, I would, Oman, I mean, come on, I like you, you're a nice guy, and then you work real hard in Ring of Honor, but I'd never do anything to hurt you.
But Joe, you hurt a lot of people.
You see, the first thing is what your basic choke. You start with walking over the windpipe like this, but then if you want to sink it in deep, and you get behind the neck like that, and then he starts really turning purple. But tonight for you, Mark Briscoe, what I like to do is I like to turn this son of a bitch over. And tonight, Mark Briscoe, that's what I have in store for you in Samoa Joe's ring. Now, before we leave, there's something I like to do to tag team. See, when you got a tag team together, what you really can do is you can grab both of them like this. Well, you know, it's not exactly the way I wanted to end it, but anyways, tonight, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Mark Briscoe, you meet me, Samoa Joe, your Ring of Honor World Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the biggest and perhaps most historic show in ROH history. It's Final Battle 2003. We're here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the PA National Guard Armory, the new home of Ring of Honor, and we have one an opening match here. Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon in the blue, one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions, Jay Briscoe in the black. I'm Chris Lovey, joined by CM Punk.
And exactly why is it the most historic night
night in Ring of Honor history?
Because we have two gigantic shows on one tape. The first half, you're going to see the ROH show. The second half, it's Ring of Honor against All Japan. And what a lockup we're seeing so far by Danielson and Briscoe. But before we get to the match, I just
Danielson and Briscoe. Anyway, so do you think the crowd would be at all upset if maybe somebody tried to ruin the show?
CM Punk, I don't like where you're going with this.
I know exactly where I'm going with this.
I do.
I'm going to ruin this show, Chris Levy, until I find out who took out Lucy in Dayton, Ohio.
CM Punk, that is why I'm very glad to have you in the broadcast booth. You already tried to ruin the convention card this afternoon, which is sold as a separate tape from our video, and you tried to ruin the show in Fairfield, Connecticut last month, and you tried to ruin the show in Framingham, Massachusetts. This is an important night for ROH. All eyes around the world are on Ring of Honor right now on December 27th for Final Battle 2003. We want you to stay here in the broadcast booth. Do not ruin this show.
Well, believe me, I'm scouting talent right now. No, not to join the Second City Saints, because I already have assembled the most dominant group in Ring of Honor history. What I'm doing is scouting opponents, because someday or somewhere down the line, I will have to face the Briscoes, maybe in singles, maybe in tag team, and I will have to face American Dragon. So I come here to see what Dragon brings to the table after recently coming back from Europe.
What you're dealing with here are two of the best pure wrestlers in the world, and this gives me an opportunity to mention that ROH is set to introduce a pure wrestling title at the second anniversary show, and we're going to have a one wrestling champion. There will be different rules in the pure wrestling division, and those will be announced shortly. That'll definitely be something to keep an eye on in 2004.
Danielson going for cattle mutilation early.
Danielson has targeted the shoulder joint of Jay Briscoe and the arm of Jay Briscoe. Of course, that softens up Jay Briscoe for the cattle mutilation. Jay Briscoe will be looking for that Jay Driller. The Jay Driller pinned Chris Daniels on just the last ROH show, so that Jay Driller can pin anybody at any time. And what's even more interesting is the Briscoes are slated to defend the ROH Tag Team titles against Samoa Joe, who they are at war with, and Samoa Joe has picked none other than Bryan Danielson as his partner. That'll be happening in Wilmington, Ohio on January the 10th.
Now, you talk about the Jay Driller and you talk about catamulation and all these fancy moves and stuff like that, but what Jay Briscoe has right now on American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, is a side headlock, and it appears to be clamped on like a vice. So far, Danielson has tried 3 different ways to escape, and none of them have worked.
Bryan Danielson's so good at the little things, and you're right, he has been using those little things.
Look how this move works, Chris Levy. He has it clamped around his head. He's cutting off the oxygen flow to his brain. And now he drops a leg, goes right to a chin lock. And like I was about to say, look at Danielson's face. It's turning red. And you can tell this move's effective because the rest of Danielson's body is the color of a bottle of 2% milk.
Danielson squeezing the head of Bryan Danielson. Very effective. Gary Moore on top of it. I love this pure wrestling action. I can't wait for the pure wrestling title in 2004. Danielson now going, trying to turn Briscoe around. Beautiful Boston Crab by Danielson.
Too close to the ropes, and he wasn't able to step over his opponent. This place is absolutely electric, Levy.
Oh, you have to be here live to experience an atmosphere like this with the crowd chanting for both Dragon and Briscoe. Dragon going right back to the arm, takes Briscoe over, and he's just twisting that arm of Jay Briscoe, trying to rip it out of the shoulder socket, and then, of course, cattle mutilation. It'll be all over. Look at Briscoe grinding that forearm into the face of Danielson. Danielson now grinding his forearm into the face of Briscoe, and oh, what intensity.
Neither men wanting to budge right there. You know, I didn't realize the crowd came here to see the crowd came here to see the B card. I thought they came here just to see the All Japan superstars. You know, and I got an inkling. Maybe I should just go ruin this match.
Why don't you just stay seated right here? There's no B card. This is probably the best 8 matches that you'll ever see on any lineup anywhere. It was so good that we had to divide it into 2 halves, an ROH half and an ROH versus All Japan half. And right now you see Bryan Danielson trying to kick off Briscoe, but Briscoe's like a vice on Danielson in this match. Danielson, though, using leverage, getting out of the hold.
He rolls back and he keeps the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. You know, Danielson's got 1,000,001 ways to get out of every single hole that you can possibly backslide attempt. Danielson on his feet.
Whip in. Perfect drop kick on Briscoe.
Would you say this match is a good example of what you're going to see in the pure wrestling division?
I would say it's a great example of what you're going to see. It is what we are striving for with the pure wrestling division and the pure wrestling title to be decided at the second anniversary show in a one-night 8-man tournament. Briscoe going back to work on the arm. It should be noted that conspicuous by his absence once again is the manager of the Briscoes, Jim Cornette. As look at Jay grinding that forearm, into the face of Danielson and then going and wrenching the neck. Jim Cornette has not been seen in ROH since that locker room attack by Samoa Joe on Cornette at Main Event Spectacles on November 1st, but Cornette does remain in. Oh, look at that! No clean break by Briscoe. That's going to be Cornette's influence right there, as Cornette obviously still teaching lessons to Jay Briscoe.
Cornette showing the kids how to cheat. Not surprised.
Yep, that's what Cornette's known for. That's what he's so good at. But you notice Jay Briscoe going right back to that headlock. Back suplex attempt, and Briscoe still does not release that hold.
Dragon's attempted a lot of stuff to get out of quite a few holds that Briscoe has on, but Briscoe, like you said, has got him on like a vice.
Jay Briscoe about to turn 20 years old, already half of the ROH Tag Team Champions. There's no telling what kind of superstar status he is going to reach as he maintains that headlock still.
No, it looks like Danielson's putting pressure on his shoulder. He's got his arm now.
Yep. That's an effect of what Danielson did earlier, working on that arm or shoulder. When he went back to it, Jay Briscoe in too much pain to hold on to that headlock. Very nicely done by Danielson. Very sound strategy. Briscoe trying to shake off the pain. And I can't wait until Danielson teams up with Samoa Joe against the Briscoes. If you saw the convention card this afternoon, you saw a little altercation between Danielson and Joe. Danielson saving Joe basically from the Briscoes, and then Joe offering a handshake. And oh, hold on, let's listen to that crowd again.
I'm actually interested in what you have to say.
Well, I just love this live atmosphere. I wish I could sit in the crowd and watch instead of having to talk. But basically, Samoa Joe extended his hand to Danielson. Daniel said, hey, there's no code of honor. We're not having a match. I'll shake your hand before you defend that world title against me, and then I'll shake it again after I beat you for the world title. Strong words there. But could you imagine if Danielson and Samoa Joe get focused as a team? I'd have to say they're definitely going to be the new ROH Tag Team Champions in Ohio.
Well, it's definitely bold words from the whitest man in America.
Danielson now. You better watch out what you say about Bryan Danielson. I wouldn't want to raise his ire the way that you have with BJ Whitmer. What a European uppercut by Bryan Danielson. We can talk about BJ Whitmer later as he's in that Field of Honor finals. Another big European uppercut by Bryan Danielson. Jay Briscoe, though, fighting back.
Suplex attempt and he scores.
Samoa Joe, tradition continues. He can take a beating and he'll keep fighting back. And he's showing that to Danielson right now as he takes his head off with that lariat.
Damn near took him out of his boots.
Bryan Danielson, look at that face. Intense, but also in a lot of pain as Jay Briscoe stomps at his head.
Briscoe's fully in control of this match right now, and he needs to capitalize.
Oh, what a chop. And look at Danielson trying to absorb that pain, and I think it's just making him angry. Oh, look at that look on Danielson's face. We have a standoff between Danielson and Briscoe. Ouch. Well, that'll rock your world and take you right off your feet. Bryan Danielson unleashing a heavy offense, whipping Jay Briscoe in. Briscoe, though, with a kick. Hangman's neck breaker. Very well executed.
He's still feeling the effects of that European uppercut. Fantastic. Briscoe up to his feet. Now he can't let his pride get in the way. He got shown up there, and I'm sure he's going to try to go right back to a give and take situation here. But what he needs to do is he needs to pick apart Bryan Danielson. He needs to go after his neck so he can hit his J driller.
Danielson definitely has to have cobwebs after that long headlock earlier in the match. Danielson underneath. Stepping enziguri by Danielson. Danielson now has a chance to unleash some offense here on Jay Briscoe. A couple of big European uppercuts. Whips Briscoe in. Underneath.
I'd say that was a nice hello from Europe.
Danielson unleashes that European uppercut. Briscoe might be out. Danielson perhaps going for a Death Valley driver.
Or maybe not. Maybe he's going for the airplane spin.
And that he is. Drops Briscoe down.
I hope he sends Al Perez a 25-cent money order.
Al Perez.
Helicopter.
Big flying headbutt by Bryan Danielson. We have a cover. Kick out at 2 by Briscoe.
I'm surprised Briscoe still has anything left in him. This is we should make note, this is his second match of the night.
You're right about that. In the afternoon on the convention card, he defended the tag titles against the SAT. Oh, what a slap by Briscoe. Danielson's not going to take it. Briscoe fires back. He won't back down from anybody.
Oh, he spit on him.
That's insulting. Oh, and Danielson one-ups him. That has to be the Jim Cornette influence right there as Briscoe goes to the eyes. Jay Briscoe learning those lessons from Cornette well, and you have to wonder, when are we going to see the Louisville Slugger, Jim Cornette, back in ROH?
The Louisville Slugger?
As there you see Briscoe, though, trying to get Danielson up.
Is that what he calls him? Does he call himself the Louisville Slugger?
He did back in the day. Don't you remember that talk show segment? And there's a Falcon Arrow by Briscoe as he finally gets Danielson up. Cover! You notice both men going for the pinfall, going for the win at every opportunity. They know it only takes 3 seconds, and it's all about the W. You always have to go for that cover. Briscoe setting Danielson up for a big move. He better not take too much time, and he hits him with that Mafia kick. Cover! Ref Gary Moore, just a 2 count. And can you believe CM Punk? This is just the opening match on tonight's show. This could be a main event on any other show.
You're sitting at home and you're watching this. It really doesn't do it justice. This crowd is 1,500 strong, and they're vocal, and it's absolutely electric in here. There's just a mood in this building that I cannot explain right now.
And they could be seeing the J Driller, but Dragon goes to the ropes. No, Briscoe pounding him with those knees. Going for the J Driller one more time. It's all over if he hits it. Danielson out of the hold. And CM Punk, you better sit here.
Hey, he scores again with the Mafia kick.
One more time. I don't want any chance of you ruining this match the way that you've ruined the last 3 shows that ROH has had. Jay Briscoe now, he's got Bryan Danielson in trouble. Can he follow up? Can one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions follow up and score a victory? And what a win this would be.
First, Lovey, I'll have you know that I sell tapes. Dragon Suplex!
It's all over! Oh, how did Briscoe get out of that?
And just like that, right into cattle mutilation.
This is where that work on the arm on the shoulder will pay off for Danielson. Briscoe's got nowhere to go. He's stuck in the middle of the ring, and he gives. He gives. Bryan Danielson is your winner. What an opening match. I think the people could go home now happy.
I wish they would go home.
What a preview of the Pure Wrestling division we've seen. The Pure Wrestling title, it's going to be something to keep an eye on 2004. Bryan Danielson, can he be tag team champions?
What's up, man? You did a great job tonight losing to American Dragon in a great matchup, but on the more important things, don't you think it's about time me and Johnny get a shot back? Our titles, our tag team titles, you know, I think we deserve a shot.
Let me tell you something, listen. Me and my brother Mark, we do what Jim Cornette tells us to do. Cornette.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring at this time, weighing in at 225 pounds, from Boston, Massachusetts,
We are underway in this fight without honor. John Walters jumping Xavier in the aisleway. No code of honor in this one.
Why would you just jump the guy like that? This is Ring of Honor. It's all about handshakes.
Not in a fight without honor. The code of honor is waived. This feud has escalated to the point where it needs to be settled tonight in a fight without honor, and we're seeing both men go tooth and nail at each other. Xavier taking it to Walters right now.
See, isn't John Walters the one who complained about the lack of respect from Xavier?
That's how it started out.
You need to do unto others as you want to be done unto yourself.
Well, John Walters taking the initiative, especially after what happened in Boston on the last show when Xavier attacked John Walters. Walters finally scoring the big victory over Xavier, and what happens? Xavier attacks him and bloodies him for the first time in his career with a chair. Xavier slipping out of a Hurricane DDT attempt only to get power slammed. But that's why we're seeing this one right now. Last show, John Walters bloodied by a chair by Xavier. Xavier also using a ladder on John Walters.
See, I think I have no respect for John Walters for jumping the man like that. Before the bell, before he's even in the ring.
Xavier deserves it in this one as we have a chop fest going back and forth. Walters catching Xavier in a leapfrog attempt. Slingshots him over the top rope.
Isn't that a disqualification?
In a fight without honor, everything is legal.
That was like NWA anyway.
John Walters, he's signaling for something.
Well, John Walters quick to make this one a barn burner, isn't he?
As he whips Xavier into that steel. John Walters, this guy's a blue chipper, destined to be a force in ROH. Xavier, the former ROH champion, had that belt for 6 months, defended it against the likes of Paul London, AJ Styles, among others.
Now, exactly, this feud's been ruined for a little bit here in the...
It all started at Glory by Honor 2 in a Field of Honor match. Xavier getting a cheap win after a low blow on Walters. The two of them had words, and it just slowly built over the fall and early winter until Xavier with that heinous attack blooding John Walters in Boston, and now it's going to get settled right here in Philadelphia at Final Battle 2004.
And here comes the plunder.
We have a chair in the ring. Walters looking for retribution. Xavier ducks out of the way. Knees by Xavier right now on Walters. Ooh, high knee strike. And Xavier going to the floor. He's grabbing that chair.
Now, see, this is in my mind, this is okay. I mean, John Walters is the one who tried this in the first place.
Well, I hate to agree with you, Punk, but you're right about that. It is definitely okay in a fight without honor. And what? Is that Prince Nana I see? Ooh. What is Prince Nana doing out here?
Talking about his fair play.
Oh, a chair right to the face of John Walters. Nana, maybe he's scouting out John Walters.
Nana's not the story at the moment. It looked like Xavier might have hurt his knee on that too, which obviously is understandable, throwing your knee into a steel chair like that.
We'll see how Xavier recovers from that one. Xavier, is he a member of the Prophecy? I believe so from the way things sound, but who knows? And there's punches right there by Xavier to John Walters. Xavier now with that chair. The former ROH champion. He's got John Walters in a bad position. It looks like he's thinking of dropping a knee. Yes, there it is.
Well, the knee appears to be okay now. But now the story is Prince Nana again.
Let's go back.
Exactly.
I'm very confused as to why Prince Nana's even out there. Xavier, a member of the Prophecy, at least we believe so. And we have a ladder in play. The fight without honor has become the most violent way to finish a feud here in ROH. Of course, Trent Acid versus Homicide at Wrestle Rave. It doesn't get more brutal than that.
I don't think John Walters realizes what he's done. Xavier's been in Ring of Honor a lot longer, and I think he knows what a fight without honor is about, but John Walters might not. He may have bitten off a little bit more than he could chew here.
Well, it was the first fight without honor that put the match on the map. Glory by honor, the first one. Loki versus Samoa Joe, the hardest hitting match in professional wrestling history. There you see Nana again. Can this fight without honor live up to the past two? Trent Acid and Homicide almost killed each other in that match at Wrestle Rave, but you have a lot of pride on the line here. John Walters needs to settle this feud. He needs to win it. Xavier needs to get back on track after being ROH champion, and he takes the steel ladder.
Well, that's one way to counter your opponent. Now, not only does John Walters need to win this match, but you got to realize that what they're both fighting for here is pride, but also the Japanese press is present to take pictures for Japanese Baseball Magazine, among others. Now, you lose, and the Japanese press remembers that, so both these guys got to keep that in mind, too.
100%.
Walters goes for a backdrop, and he's cut off by Xavier.
Uh-oh, he might be tasting that ladder soon. Perhaps a powerbomb attempt by Xavier. Xavier fighting, trying to get the hold on. Walters, no, drops down, uses weight to his advantage. He's got Xavier on. Oh! The all-around best Xavier's in a lot of trouble after that. That back has to be screaming in pain right now.
Prince Nana checking on Xavier. Is Nana with Xavier?
I have no idea what Prince Nana's doing out there. And if the back wasn't hurting before, that's just going to increase the pain.
That ladder is damn near bent in half.
John Walters, normally a pure wrestler here in ROH, but he is proving he can get as violent as it needs to be.
He looks like he's got an idea. Let's see what he does with Xavier here. Got the ladder bridged in between the apron and the guardrail.
Walters, he's a guy who's been climbing the rankings slowly, started out as a tag team with Tony Mamaluke, has since established himself as a single star, but he needs this win.
Wait,
and
Chris White, he's not going for the Hurricane DDT.
Oh, Xavier's lucky to get out of that one. It looked like he was going to be in a world of pain right there. And there's a knee. Oh, and it sends Walters through the ladder to the floor. And Xavier now has the advantage. Can he follow up?
I got a feeling, if not both, at least one of these guys is going to wind up looking like that ladder looks right now by the end of this match.
Xavier's back is probably already feeling this way, as now you see John Walters clutching at that lower back after being sent through the ladder. And what's this? We got a table in play now.
Ladder must not be good enough for Xavier. Xavier wants to prove a point. He wants to prove a point that why he was champion. And he feels that John Walters is maybe a little bit below him on the food chain here in Ring of Honor. And definitely a loss to John Walters will hurt Xavier's ego, definitely.
Without a doubt. Let's look at Xavier guiding Walters onto the ladder by sticking his thumb almost into the throat of Walters. Walters having to go onto that ladder. Beautifully done by Xavier. And what's he got planned here? He's going up to the top.
I hope he has insurance.
Xavier with a springboard Arabian press right onto the lower back of Walters. Walters back bending in an unnatural position. That shortens careers, moves like that.
And it might shorten this match. If he rolls him in, he can get his pinfall victory right here. And I'm pretty much convinced right now that Prince Nana is out here to advise, if you will, Xavier.
Was Prince Nana in the prophecy then? I don't understand.
I told you all, Xavier's not in the prophecy anymore. Isn't that obvious to you? First he brings in Lollipop, now he's got Prince Nana.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you feel that way, Punk, because I'm sure if you thought he was in the prophecy, you'd be down there in his face about the Lucy incident.
Oh, hey, maybe I should go ruin this match.
Let's just stay right here. I don't think you want any part of those tables and ladders, as there's a nice suplex by Xavier, and he holds on right into a submission. Referee Paul Turner, seeing if Walters wants to give. Walters has to be in a lot of pain in that back, especially after that move to the floor by Xavier, but Xavier lets go of the hold.
Looks like Xavier's back is giving him a little bit of problems right now, and that's obviously understandable due to the punishment he's already inflicted on him.
Xavier pummeling Walters with those fists.
John Walters mounting a comeback here.
Walters showing his heart, showing his courage. Xavier tries to cut him off. No, blocks the double knee to the back. Oh! Double knee right to the face.
I really hope he's got insurance. Both land medical.
Both men over the top rope to the floor. Paul Turner has to let it all go in this one. This is a grudge match. These two are going to settle their feud right here at Final Battle 2003. And what's Walters doing now? He's setting that table up, it looks like.
Who are all these very large photographers? What's going on?
Well, you're going to have all sorts of media here for an event of this magnitude right here in Philadelphia. Walters setting up that table. He's looking for the former ROH champion. He picks that ladder up and right into the abdomen of Xavier. This one has been hot and heavy for the fall. Started out after a battle of respect, turned into a blood feud, and now it's going to be settled. Xavier working over Walters. That table still set up on the floor. And it looks like we're going to have that steel chair come into play.
Who do you see winning this?
Well, I have to say Xavier's the favorite. He knows how to win the big one. He proved that in his matches as ROH champion. He's whipping Walters in. Walters scoops him up, though. Hurricane DDT right on the chair. Xavier might be out after that.
No, but he'll be out after this.
And that's retribution for the last show in Boston. And Xavier's busted open. The crimson is flowing here in Philadelphia in the fight without honor. Look at that trip onto the mat.
Walters needs to realize the easiest way to hurt Xavier is to pin him, to hurt him, hurt his pride. Interesting.
Well, that'll definitely hurt him. Look at that chair. There is no giving that at all. Xavier's back bending in an unnatural position. He might have to give. And Walters also digging those fingers into the cut on Xavier's forehead, opening up that laceration even more.
John Walters proving that he knows a little bit more than just pure wrestling here tonight.
We are definitely seeing a new side to John Walters here in ROH. Xavier's in a lot of trouble. Walters might be able to finish him off. And there the table is on the floor on that side where they are. Perhaps Walters trying to suplex Xavier through that table.
That's exactly what he's doing. It looks like Xavier wants none of it.
Xavier breaks it up by draping Walters over on the top rope. Walters now kicked over onto that table. Still in the show right now. What an effective move by Xavier. Walters might be out.
Xavier needs to dig down right now. That move took everything he had left in his tank.
Imagine the impact of Xavier landing on Walters after that 450 from the ring off the top rope to the floor through a table. That has to rattle both men's bodies from head to toe.
See Paul Turner right in there asking Xavier if he can continue.
This kind of match can end in pinfall, submission, knockout. Xavier throwing Walters in, both men dazed.
He's got it right here. Cover the man, Xavier. Cover him.
Right about that, Punk. He could easily score 3 counts. Instead, he goes for a punch. Both men punching each other, not a lot behind those fists, as both men obviously tired, obviously exhausted. And Xavier, nice kick right there. That stops John Walters. Paul Turner also has to be looking at that cut on Xavier's head. He might be out from blood loss before long. Big chair to the back of John Walters.
John Walters has taken a beating in this match so far. And Xavier's looking for something more now. He's got Nana down there helping him. He's got another ladder. Sure, why not? Why wouldn't he?
And you're right, Prince Nana helping Xavier pull that ladder out, throwing it into the ring. What, is there an association between Nana and Xavier? Xavier's in the prophecy. This does not make any sense whatsoever.
You ever listen to me? Do you ever listen to what I say?
I try not to.
So I suppose you think Prince Nana's in the prophecy too?
I'm very confused as to what's going on here. Hopefully you can get some answers soon.
I'm not Gary Michael Capetta, but I can pretty much surmise that something's going on between Xavier and Nana here. Now, what's Xavier doing?
Perhaps he's trying to climb the top to hit some sort of move off the top of that ladder with the additional height, but Walter's cutting him off.
Walters is right behind him, climbing up.
This could be a big mistake by Xavier. Oh my God. This match is going to shorten both men's careers at this rate.
Signature move by John Walters, the double knees in the back.
Right off the top of the ladder, though. What impact cover! And Prince Nana just pulled Paul Turner.
Oh!
Prince Nana just screwed John Walters on getting the victory. John Walters has lost to Xavier after a low blow, after a poke to the eye, after Xavier's partner, Nigel McGuinness, hit a finish on him.
There's another ladder!
I think John Walters
from West Ghana, Africa.
Prince Nana had no place to do that, as he could have cost John Walters a match again.
That signature move, those double knees off the top of the ladder, it's affected John Walters.
X-Breaker coming. Walters kicks out somehow. Xavier cannot believe it. That X-Breaker has pinned men in the past. Paul Turner showing that, yes, John Walters did get the shoulder up. John Walters will not be denied here at Final Battle 2003. He has lost to Xavier with cheap loss after cheap loss, and it could happen one more time. He definitely had that match won before Prince Nana interfered, but right now Xavier has the advantage. Can Xavier do it one more time?
Both men slugging it out in the ring, but look at Walters grab that left knee. It looks like right below his knee.
He might have done damage to his own knees by hitting that move.
I know for a fact he did damage to both his own knees. A move like that from that height. Now you got both men in the ring climbing the top.
Walters going for it all with a superplex. Xavier holding on. Xavier a punch to the gut.
No way.
Hold on, he's got Walters hooked. Kiss your ex goodbye from the top rope. Xavier's gonna go for a cover. He's gonna win this one again if he's able to go for the cover right here. You hear the crowd. First they appreciated the pure wrestling action. Now they're appreciating this fight without honor as it's getting violent here in ROH.
This crowd reacting to the American stars like this. What are they going to do when they see Muta come through the curtain?
It's an electric atmosphere right here at the Pennsylvania National Guard Armory. Ring of Honor's new home here in Philadelphia. As what's Xavier doing right now? He's setting up that ladder. That ladder is utterly destroyed. And can you imagine what both men's bodies feel like if the ladder looks like that?
I know what both men's bodies feel like. I've been in situations like this, and Xavier almost in a rabid state of mind right now. He's got something. He wants to hurt John Walters. He wants to prove his point. He wants to beat his man, and he almost wants to put him out of wrestling.
He has to be running on pure adrenaline at this point. Both men battered. Both men sure to be sore for a long time after this one. They might have even had their careers shortened after a match like this. And now Xavier, he has Walters down. What's he doing?
Nana puts a chair on top of the ladder.
Xavier, it looks like he's getting some kind of idea. He's got to be setting Walters up for something.
Walters looks like he's trying to beat him to the top of the ladder now.
Xavier, he got burned before when he went to the top of the ladder, but he obviously has a high-impact move in mind for John Walters. Is he going to try to suplex him on that chair ladder?
I think he is.
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's going to end John Walters' career prematurely if he hits this.
Both men's careers.
Walters fighting back. Walters slamming Xavier's head into the ladder. What now? Walters climbing over to the other side. Oh, what a disaster! Did you see Xavier's head hit on the bottom turnbuckle? His neck could be broken from that. Paul Turner might have to stop the match. Walters pulling Xavier away from the ropes. Xavier's in a lot of trouble. Walters drapes the arm over. Cover. 1, 2, 3. We have a winner. John Walters pulls it out.
John Walters gets the biggest win of his career so far here in Ring of Honor.
What a victory for John Walters, the blue chipper, the man who was a can't-miss star in 2004 in ROH, and what a way to end 2003. What an effort by both men. I mean, you can only respect something like what you just saw.
I changed
the Field of Honor Finals. This one has been building up since September 6th at Beating the Odds when the Field of Honor started. Matt Striker in the green, BJ Whitmer in the white and blue, and both men are coming into this match really banged up. That's something I have to note, CM Punk. BJ Whitmer is scheduled for surgery on his elbow to get rid of some elbow chips.
Excuses after excuses with this Whitmer kid. What?
Come on, BJ Whitmer's as tough as they come, you know that.
But what's wrong with him now?
He has those chips in his elbow. Not only that, as you know, one of the worst flus to ever hit the United States has been going all around. BJ Whitmer has a 100-degree temperature in this one right now. He was hit hard with that flu. Matt Striker, he wrestled a match just last night in Ohio, and he separated his shoulder in that match. So he popped it back in, but that shoulder's in danger of popping out at any time, and Striker definitely has to protect that. So what's my whole point in this, CM Punk?
I have no idea.
It's the fact that ROH officials said, hey, you guys, neither of you are 100%. If you want, we can delay this Field of Honor Finals. We can wait a show or two until you guys are 100% to do it. And both BJ Whitmer and Matt Striker said, we've waited our whole lives for this match. We are not going to miss this opportunity on the All Japan ROH Super Show. The Field of Honor Finals, it's going to happen at Final Battle 2003. Both men fighting down all their injuries, their illnesses, and they are going to put it all on the line to determine who is the Field of Honor champion.
Well, see, both men do realize that the Japanese press are here. They need to realize they need to put on a good showing. They need to win their match, and they get a good showing for the Japanese press. Why wouldn't you want to wrestle in front of the Japanese press? Why wouldn't you want to put on a good show with Satoshi Kojima sitting in the locker room?
Well, I would estimate right now BJ Whitmer with the flu and with the bone chips is only probably about 60 to 75%, and Matt Striker, he dislocated his shoulder just last night. That's got to make you pretty nervous going into a match, CM Punk.
Well, when you dislocate something, it normally does immediately want to pop right back in, and if it does, that's fine, that's great, it's back in, you're 100%, you're all together. But the thing is, the next day, you wake up and you are ungodly sore, because what you do is you stretch out ligaments, you stretch out tendons. As far as the bone chip thing, I don't know how much truth there is to that, and I'll have you know I'm doing commentary right now with malaria, so big deal.
Come on. There's a lot of truth to it. BJ Whitmer, he's only going to be out of action for a couple of weeks, so he's actually going to get that surgery in between shows, but nonetheless, you do have those bone chips floating around that elbow, and Matt Striker obviously knows about it because he's going to work on that elbow, and BJ Whitmer reaches the ropes. Real quick, I got to say the background on this one. Matt Striker, he won Block A in the Field of Honor. Of course, the Field of Honor was an 8-man round-robin tournament. Both the 8 men split into 2 blocks of 4, and Matt Striker came out victorious in Block A with a perfect 3-0 record. He defeated Xavier to win that block in Fairfield, Connecticut. At the conclusion, a night you always remember, CM Punk, for defeating Raven in that final battle between you two in that steel cage. All right, BJ Whitmer, he won his block in a sudden death overtime 3-way. Oh, what an uppercut by Striker. But it was
He's unconscious. BJ's out.
Oh, please. It was a 3-way sudden death one against Dan Moff and your fellow Second City Saint Colt Cabana. So BJ Whitmer going 3-1 in Block B to win that block as he is sent to the floor. Both men putting it on the line early in this one. They know the winner of the Field of Honor will undoubtedly see better things for his career in 2004. He will reach the next level. And what's Matt Striker doing?
Very uncharacteristic of Matt Striker.
And that's what the guys will do to win this Field of Honor. They will put it all on the line. Matt Striker, what a year he has had in ROH in 2003. That Pure Wrestling Series against Chad Collier. What great matches those were. That classic against Tom Carter at Do or Die. The great matches go on and on and on. And then to end things by going 3-0 in his block in the Field of Honor. Can he go a perfect 4-0? And did you see that? That shoulder goes right into the ring post. BJ Whitmer, he has emerged as a force in Ring of Honor in 2003, and he can only have bigger and better things ahead of him in 2004. He came close to winning that ROH title at Wrath of the Racket in Dayton, Ohio. He stood head and toe, part of the best 4-way in ROH history that he won at Death Before Dishonor in New Jersey. What a great 4-corner survival that was. And right now, Whitmer's getting aggressive as he is whipping Striker into the barricade, into the ring post, and into the cameraman.
Also into Rev Hansen, who always seems to be in somebody's way.
Striker now, once again, that shoulder into the steel post. What intensity we're seeing so far. Both these men holding nothing back, despite BJ Whitmer having a 100+ degree temperature, despite Matt Striker suffering a separated shoulder just last night in Ohio.
Did you take BJ's temperature?
Actually, I saw the doctor in the back. It is confirmed. His temperature checks in at just over 100 degrees as he goes to work right now on that arm, on that shoulder of Matt Striker, trying to rip that joint out.
And they took his temperature rectally, no doubt.
Oh, please. BJ Whitmer, if he could pop that shoulder right out, Matt Striker would definitely be at a disadvantage. We might even have to quit in this match. Striker trying to fight his way out. You see the pain on his face. Can he do it? Can he get out of this hold? Whitmer is just stretching him, just bending him, just trying to whip that shoulder out of the joint. And you see the pain on Matt Striker's face.
Are you ever going to shut up, Lovey?
Well, why don't you add some good insight then?
I will add some good insight.
Without trying to ruin any shows.
Can I talk, please? Are you finished?
Go ahead.
Are you finished?
Go ahead.
Answer me. Are you finished?
I'm finished. Go ahead.
It looks like Matt Striker just found another one of BJ's weaknesses. You know, you talk about his elbow and bone chips and all this other stuff, but BJ walks into that ring every single night of his life with a big bullseye on his knee, like a retard. Riding the yellow bus to school in the morning, BJ shows everybody exactly what hurts on him and where his weakness is, and Matt Striker's capitalizing on that.
Well, BJ Whitmer is like a horse. He is as tough as they come, and he knows he has to wrestle wearing that knee brace, or else that knee's going to pop out. He's been struggling with that injury for most of 2003, and Matt Striker knows it. Matt Striker getting aggressive, trying to whip that brace off, and he's going right back to that knee. Of course, the Striker lock, Matt Striker has made many people tap to that, including Just Incredible, and if he's able to damage that knee of BJ Whitmer and he gets that Striker lock on, there's no doubt he will have to tap.
This is what I love to see. Look at Striker taking that knee brace off. He's going for the Striker lock right now.
It's a variation of the Striker lock right there, and Whitmer's got to reach those ropes if he plans on getting out of this one, and there it is.
He needs to take that brace off, not only for my amusement, but it'll help him win this match.
And right now, Matt Striker going back to that knee. He was the winner of Block A, a block that included Chris Sabin, Xavier, and John Walters. And can you imagine just saying that you won a block that contained those guys, and not only that, but with a perfect 3-0 record? And Striker's going to be 4-0 if he gets that brace off, and he's getting real aggressive, and BJ Whitmer's going to be at a severe disadvantage. Whitmer with stiff kicks to the back of Striker, trying to get out of that hold, trying to get Striker off of that knee brace. But look at that brace. It's going to be basically futile.
That brace is off. That brace is coming off whether BJ wants it to or not.
There is no support
This is one horse they're going to have to take outside and shoot after this match.
BJ Whitmer went 3-1 after winning that sudden death playoff in Fairfield, Connecticut. That block containing Colt Cabana, Dan Mopp, and Jimmy Ray.
You know what this is called, Lovey?
Why don't you tell us, Paul?
It's called a horse collar. Kind of ironic, don't you think?
Well, Whitmer is as tough as a horse. He can take a whipping, he can take a beating and keep fighting back, and that's what he's going to have to do here with that bad knee as he's reaching for the ropes, and there it is. And I tell you one thing, Whitmer, what a gutsy effort with the flu, and that is a dangerous, bad flu that's going around, as you know, and he is limping to the floor now. Whitmer showing a lot of heart, a lot of courage, perhaps more heart and courage than brains, as I think these two would have been...
Shocking.
Come on. I think these two would have been a lot better off waiting a few weeks to do these finals, but they wanted to do it right here at Final Battle 2003. And look at Striker getting aggressive, similar to the way that Whitmer got aggressive early in the match, and slams that knee right on the table. Oh, Whitmer's in a world of pain right now.
Yeah, but I still think this match is wide open, believe it or not, because Striker's shoulder's bugging him, and all he's going to take is another one of those posts on the floor, or... Oh!
And that's very similar to what BJ Whitmer was doing to Matt Striker's arm and shoulder earlier in the match. I guess Striker's figuring, hey, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it too. And with something like the Field of Honor Finals, the Field of Honor Championship on the line, you'll do anything it takes.
Look at Matt Striker. He looks like he's been living under somebody's car or something like that. Does he have the flu too?
Matt Striker, he's just a gritty individual as he's whipping, Whitmer hard into the steel.
Actually, they're both kind of horrible looking.
Well, this isn't a beauty contest right here at CM Punk.
Let's say that again. Matt Striker now dumping BJ Horse Whitmer back into the ring. Let's see if he's going to go for the striker lock. He's definitely got him softened up enough.
And now Matt Striker pulling Whitmer in. Well, you know what? They might be getting aggressive on the floor, but at least they're not trying to hit a German suplex through a table from the apron for no reason, like you did to BJ Whitmer, an epic encounter which knocked both of you out.
I've never hit a German in my life. What are you talking about?
Oh, please.
I've never even been to Germany.
Right now, Striker with the figure 4 leg lock that's ripping at the knee of BJ Whitmer. Real quick, I gotta mention that code of honor, as it's made up of 5 laws of honor. That's what gives you these great matches. That's what makes wrestling a sport. And if you break, hold on, I'll get to it after this hold perhaps, as Whitmer trying to fight out. Whitmer feeling the pain, trying to fight through it. And did you see Striker hit the knee of Whitmer to stop Whitmer from turning her over? That pain must have been shooting through the flu-ridden body of BJ Whitmer.
I don't think he has the flu. No, I said it.
And Whitmer finally turns it over. The pain right now is being felt by Matt Striker. Striker now reaching for the ropes, and he's got it. Ref Hansen calling for the break. Well, as I mentioned, there's 5 laws of honor. It's not so much laws that you're going to be punished if you break, but they really show what kind of morals you have. They really show what kind of an individual you are. And those 5 laws of honor: no sneak attacks. You must shake hands before and after the match. And hold on, what is Matt Striker doing right now?
He's putting the figure 4 back on.
Around the ring post, this is an illegal hold. Ref Hansen has to get in there. BJ Whitmer feeling the pain. Ref Hansen has to break this up. He could disqualify Matt Striker right here. Striker, I've never seen a side of him before. And he releases a hold. As I say, no ref bumps. Don't involve the ref in your match. Do not attack him. Do not get yourself disqualified. We want pins or submissions. Matt Striker coming very close to disqualification there. And don't have anyone interfere on your behalf. And don't interfere in anybody else's matches. We want clean matches, athletic competition, and that's what the Code of Honor gives you.
Well, this is a clean, athletic match between 2 of the dirtiest looking people I've ever seen in my entire life. And you said Striker was close to getting disqualified as he puts the horse collar back on. I'd say he's close to getting a submission victory here out of BJ Whitmer.
I would say BJ Whitmer definitely has to tap, but you have to really be in a lot of pain before you tap, because if you tap, you know you're giving up that Field of Honor championship. No! These men have battled in match after match. The Field of Honor has gone on show after show. The winner is sure to have his career skyrocket, is sure to be in line for title shots, is sure to be in line for main event caliber matches.
That's Matt Striker right there. He's got main event written all over him. Look at him. He's got everything a pro wrestler needs.
Matt Striker feeling the effects. He's being very careful with that shoulder, if you notice, but BJ Whitmer did some damage earlier, but BJ Whitmer is in so much pain that he absolutely cannot mount any offense right now, as Striker, very simple move, just twisting the knee, twisting the joints and ligaments, very simple but very effective, and Whitmer has to try to kick his way out.
And he's kicking him right in that shoulder.
Good point right there, CM Punk, as Striker having to release the hold after those kicks to the shoulder.
It's just like I said, it takes something that simple to turn the tide. If you got a dislocated shoulder or anything that's hurt that badly, all it takes is a little kick like that.
And now, Golden Gate swing by BJ Whitmer. That is a desperation move, and that could easily pop out the shoulder of Matt Striker.
He landed right on his head.
Matt Striker obviously dazed after that one. Ref Hansen counting both men, seeing if they want to continue. Both men going into this match injured. BJ Whitmer trying to get to his feet. Can his knee support him?
Surprisingly enough, this match is still wide open. Both men hurt so badly. Let's see if Hillbilly Jesus can capitalize.
Hillbilly Jesus?
Yeah, look at him.
What are you talking about?
BJ Whitmer, Hillbilly Jesus.
And there's a stretch right there on Matt Striker. And look at the way Whitmer is pulling back on that arm that is just targeting the shoulder joint of Matt Striker. And if Matt Striker's shoulder hasn't popped out yet, that could easily pop it out right there. Matt Striker's probably maybe only a second away from getting that shoulder popped out one more time. He has to get out of this hold. And he reaches the ropes. Ref Hansen calling for a break. BJ Whitmer limping over to Striker. Picking Striker up. Big elbow to the back of the head, to the neck area of Matt Striker.
Now, is that the elbow that has the potato chips on it?
I'm not sure which one it is. BJ Whitmer one more time. Whitmer snap bear down. unleashes a big kick right to the back of Matt Striker.
Now, I don't think a lot of people realize is that kick sends shivers up and down your spine. I've been kicked hard enough before when my hands go numb, so that does still affect the shoulder, and so does this, what the hell is this called?
It looks like a modified camel clutch, but if you notice, that arm draped over the leg of B.J. Whitmer, stretching the shoulder of Matt Striker.
He's just got that one, he's just focusing on that shoulder.
Sound strategy by B.J. Whitmer in this one. He knew the injury. He knew what happened at the HWA show last night when the shoulder popped out on Matt Striker, and he has targeted it so far in the Field of Honor finals. What a gutsy effort by both men. You have to give them all the credit in the world for not only lasting so far in this match, but for even stepping into the ring in the first place tonight. B.J. Whitmer now, can he mount some serious offense on Matt Striker, though? He has tried hold after hold to pop that shoulder out. Perhaps he needs some high impact move, and he's got that wrist. It's a wrist clutch exploder. No, Striker gets out of it. That is B.J. Whitmer's finish, and Striker now desperately going back to the leg. Once again to the knee of Whitmer.
It looked like he couldn't put any pressure on that leg to get the man over his head for the exploder.
You're right about that, CM Punk, and if he hits that exploder, it's all over. That exploder is what got him into the finals when he pinned Dan Moff with it in that sudden death playoff in Fairfield, Connecticut just a month ago. Striker now, he's getting fired up. Can he mount some offense? Can he put B.J. Whitmer away? Big European uppercut. Notice he had to use his other arm for that. And a left-handed chop. He is not. Now he goes for the right-handed chop, and look at that. He felt pain just doing that chop in the shoulder. The shoulder of Matt Striker in bad shape, taking away his chops and European uppercuts. And now, Whitmer dumped on his head.
Come on, Striker, go for the Striker lock.
Maybe he thought that Whitmer might have been temporarily knocked out.
Gee, I wonder why he thought that. Maybe because he's got a glass jaw?
B.J. Whitmer has nothing like a glass jaw. In fact, he deserves all the credit in the world for even being in this ring tonight.
Yeah. He died for your sins, Hillbilly Jesus. Power slam by Matt Striker.
Cover. Oh, I thought we had a Field of Honor champion right there. The Field of Honor designed to elevate somebody's career, a big focal point of ROH in the fall and early winter, and we are going to see the conclusion in just a few moments.
Here we go. This is all she wrote.
It could be Matt Striker going for it. Yes, the Striker lock. He's trying to turn Whitmer over. He does. Whitmer's fighting with everything he has. Whitmer in the middle of the ring, though.
Everything he has is not going to be enough.
And Whitmer yelling at Striker, but he's not moving. He is stuck in the middle of the ring. And Whitmer, he's got nowhere to go. He is close to the ropes. Can he get to the pain? Is racing through his body. Look at the pain on his face. He is trying to push his way out of it. He can't. He's trying to reach the ropes. Striker's got him in the middle, and he taps. He taps. We have a Field of Honor champion. It is Matt Striker. What a tournament we witnessed. What a finish. Matt Striker, 2004 could be his year. What a way to end 2003. Your Field of Honor champion, the very first one, Matt Striker. What a gutsy effort by B.J. Whitmer. I'm not going to take anything away from him. And both men deserve all the credit for even stepping into this ring tonight, despite illness, despite injury. And what a classic they put on. Matt Striker, your Field of Honor champion. He is moving up the card. It is time for your world title match. The ROH World Champion Samoa Joe, the challenger, one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions Mark Briscoe. A feud developing here as there you see a half-hearted handshake.
And Joe's off to the races, Chris Lovey. Look at him just attack the Briscoe.
Joe chopping Mark, unleashing offense on him right away. Big boot to the face, down goes Mark Briscoe. And what's Joe doing? Joe, relentless in his attack, throws Mark, and is it Ole time already?
No, too much too soon.
Mark slides right back into the ring, and boy, does the crowd love the Ole kick. You see Jay Briscoe in the corner of his brother Mark. They're the ROH Tag Team Champions, and what a war they've been in with Samoa Joe. It saw Samoa Joe take out their manager, Jim Cornette, on 11-1 at Main Event Spectacles after Cornette turned on Joe and joined up with the Briscoes. As now we have some wrestling going on. It was the Briscoes making the call to Cornette. In turn, they set up Samoa Joe for that attack in New Jersey.
I think it should be. He just gets slapped in the head. Joe's not taking the Briscoes very seriously, is he?
Samoa Joe wants to embarrass the Briscoes. He wants to make a mockery of them, but they're standing up to Samoa Joe. In fact, Mark Briscoe earning this title shot by pinning Samoa Joe in a tag title match in Fairfield, Connecticut on November 28th. Joe teamed with AJ Styles, but Joe was pinned by Mark Briscoe's Shooting Star Press.
You know, Joe just executed a textbook fireman's carry right there. And a couple things of note. This is Mark's second match of the night, just like it was Jay's when he worked American Dragon. And you don't want to be in the ring with Samoa Joe if you're tired, if you've already worked. So I'm definitely, and I know you didn't ask, but you want my expert analysis. This is Joe's match all the way. Another thing I think I should point out is that Mark's parents are both here in the crowd tonight. And I think a guy like Samoa Joe takes a bit of information like that and uses it to his advantage.
Oh, what a crossface by Joe, another one. Several of them right to the mush of Mark Briscoe. And one thing about Samoa Joe is he wants to embarrass the Briscoes in this feud because he feels as ROH World Champion, it is embarrassing for him to lose, and he lost to Mark Briscoe. He was pinned by Mark Briscoe. As there you see Jay, that happening in Fairfield, Connecticut. That's what got Mark this title shot. Of course, Samoa Joe has already defended the title against Jay Briscoe. That happened. That tradition continues on October 16th. Joe thought he was going to embarrass Jay Briscoe in that match, but Jay stood toe-to-toe with him. Then, of course, Joe choked out Mark Briscoe after that match. That tradition continues, teaching Mark a lesson. Then it was 11-1 Main Event Spectacles, the setup by the Briscoes and Cornette, but it ended on a poor note as for the Cornette and the Briscoes as Joe took out Cornette in the locker room. Cornette has not been seen since, and that led into this tag match. And what you're looking at, too, is Mark, at just 18 years old, could be a double champion, the first ever double champion in ROH history if he wins this match.
That was the longest run-on sentence I've ever heard in my entire life. Did you even take a breath in between words there?
Well, there's a lot of points to make in this one. As there you see, Mark Briscoe not backing down from Joe, taking him off his feet with
How am I supposed to respond to anything you just said? I can't even remember the first thing you said now. I just aged 12 years. You're killing me.
Well, you just have to pay attention. There's a lot going on here in ROH.
Excuse me, I am paying attention. Oh, would you rather me go ruin this match?
CM Punk, I'm not even going to touch that. As there you see a big lariat into the corner by Mark Briscoe. You have to be careful going into that corner against Joe, as he's been known to use that sidewalk slam. A whip in again. Here comes Mark one more time.
No, and you made the comment of Joe wants to embarrass both Briscoes. What better way to do it than to get beat up in front of your own mom and dad? And that's what Joe's aiming to do right now.
As here comes Mark. Oh, he takes the champion off his feet. Mark Briscoe showing, just a one count. Mark Briscoe, though, showing a lot of guts and determination. He's not going to be intimidated by the ROH champion. He just slapped him right in the face.
Well, the Briscoes got a lot of heart. They don't have a lot of brains. I certainly wouldn't want to trade slaps with any Samoan, let alone Samoa Joe.
Oh, Samoa Joe not able to fight back. Mark Briscoe's got the advantage, and look at this, a face wash by Briscoe.
A little bit of insult to injury.
How you like it, Joe?
Briscoe hitting the ropes. And there's the comeback by Joe.
Is that a palm strike?
And that one took Mark right off his feet. And uh-oh, it's ole ole time. And Jay pulling his brother out of the chair. And look at that, Jay. He's not intimidated by the ROH World Champion either.
Yeah, but listen to that crowd. They want Joe to kill the Briscoes.
And we might see that once Joe gets some offense going, once he gets some momentum going. The ROH World Champion has brought nothing but prestige, and a headbutt's not going to hurt him, but he has brought nothing but prestige to that world title. What a year he has had since defeating Xavier for that title on March 22nd at Night of the Champions.
There's that STO you were talking about.
Briscoe going to the well one time too many, and Joe takes advantage. I think it could be over shortly now that Joe has the advantage. Big knee and a cover.
Well, you're not going to beat anybody like that. I don't care who you are.
Samoa Joe could be a double champion after January the 10th in Wilmington, Ohio, when he teams up against Bryan Danielson against the Briscoes. And what a mental edge Joe and Danielson can have if they defeat both Briscoes in singles competition tonight.
Joe hitting Briscoe with all kinds of strikes. Kicks and slaps to the back, slaps to the face, European uppercuts. And just nonchalantly. He would love to get that 3 count with such a nonchalant cover.
Joe is just manhandling Mark Briscoe right now.
Mark fighting back. Not doing much.
You have to respect the determination of Mark Briscoe, though. I think he would have learned his lesson the first time, though. I got a feeling.
You think growing up a fan of pro wrestling, he would have learned his lesson. Never headbutt a Samoan.
I have a feeling Jim Cornette's going to have a couple of words for Mark Briscoe once he sees this tape. Right now, Joe dominating Briscoe, scoops him up across the knee. Cover. And Joe's almost toying with the Briscoes with these kind of covers. I mean, obviously he's not taking Mark very seriously, and he should, because, I mean, Mark pinned him just a month ago, and it's rare for Joe to get pinned.
You do have a point, but he gets to toy with his emotions here as he steps over, and he has a full Boston Crab now.
Samoa Joe, what a champion he's been. He made that belt a world title as he cinches in that crab. And look how low he's grasping Briscoe, just heightening the angle of that, increasing the pain.
It is a painful, painful hold, Chris Lovey.
It just bends the spine in unnatural positions. And Joe's having fun at this point, as he is definitely teaching the younger Briscoe a lesson.
Goes for the lariat.
Oh! Uranagi drops Joe right on his head. Can Mark follow up? This is the time for Mark to try something. He's going for a cover. Smart move by Mark Briscoe. He's only 3 seconds away from being the ROH World Champion, and he knows it. So he's going to take every opportunity he can get to win it. There's a kick by Briscoe. A couple of them, not a lot behind him, but still effective nonetheless on that rib cage. That'll take the wind right out of you. Back elbow knocks the world champion down.
Now he's got Joe on the ground. He should keep him grounded. Should keep him grounded, roll him in the corner, and go for that shooting star press.
Samoa Joe survived them all in ROH. Doug Williams, Paul London, Christopher Daniels, BJ Whitmer, Dan Moff, Jay Briscoe. The list goes on and on and on. Will Mark Briscoe be added to that list? Can Samoa Joe make it to 1 year as ROH World Champion? Will he make it into 2004 as champion? And what a vertical suplex by Mark, reversing things on Samoa Joe.
I noticed I wasn't on that list of...
Well, you did lose a non-title match to Samoa Joe in Fairfield, and it was a great match, Punk. I'd really love to see you and Joe hook it up one day for that world title. And how can we forget that match, a do or die, that brutal match against Homicide. Perfect power slam by Joe. And he unleashes a kick on Mark. Mark falling to the floor. There you see Jay counseling Mark, giving him some advice. Joe, though... Tope on the Jay, and he targeted Jay.
Damn near 300-pound missile coming through the middle and the top rope. Joe's unstoppable when he gets in this mood.
And it looks like it's ole ole time. Goal!
He finally hits it.
And once What's he signaling for?
He's going to go for it one more time.
And what? He's got a cell phone. That's a $30,000 fine in the NFL.
This is ridiculous.
I don't know what happened.
Samoa Joe is having fun out there. He is embarrassing the Briscoes just like he said he was going to do.
Hey, I bet you a genius thought of that cell phone gimmick.
Well, you think Rob Feinstein's gonna fine Joe $30,000? I hear the paydays are getting higher and higher here in ROH.
And if Feinstein wants to get paid in bananas and coconuts, yeah, he'll sue him.
That's unnecessary, Punk.
What's unnecessary?
When Samoa Joe sees this tape, you're gonna have some major problems with him. Joe now unleashes a chop on Mark Briscoe.
You think I'm afraid of everybody, when in fact I'm not afraid of anybody.
Pretty soon you're going to be having to fight everybody, and that's no position to be in. And right now, no position to be in is this rolling cradle. Mark Briscoe in a lot of trouble.
You know what it's like going through life being better than everybody? It's hard. Life is hard, Chris Lovey.
What gives you the right to have that attitude, to look down on the people? You know that people are watching this home video right now, probably enjoying a beer or something, and you look down on that? I mean, that takes a lot of nerve. Who the hell are you to lead some straight-edge revolution? That's another topic for another matter. There's a power bomb by Joe, and look at Mark Briscoe, though. He keeps surviving as he locks on that STF. And this is one of the most painful moves you can apply, as I'm sure you're very well familiar with, CM Punk.
I am familiar. And look at Jay right there reaching in, cheering on his brother. And I'm sure wherever Mark's parents are sitting there watching this beating pretty much, I'm sure they're hoping their kid doesn't die either.
Come on, Mark.
Jay Briscoe, though, trying to fire up his brother. The Briscoes will not quit. They will not let Joe embarrass him.
They're just slapping Mark.
Yeah, but look at Mark getting to his feet. Mark is not taking it. Mark will not be bullied by Joe, and he is fighting back. That forearm exchange right now, you have to respect Mark Briscoe, just 18 years old, and look at him unleashing on the world champion. Mark Briscoe firing on Samoa Joe.
Oh, Joe comes right back.
What a series of slaps to the face of Mark, and he goes down after that enziguri. And you know one thing, with all Japan watching this match, watching a Ring of Honor World title match, the whole world, all the media that's here tonight, Samoa Joe wants to prove he is dominating. He wants to showcase his skills. He wants to make an example out of Mark Briscoe, and that's exactly what he's doing. But Mark, once again, trying to hook Joe. No, Mark goes underneath. Oh!
Scores with a German suplex.
And a cover. You have to be impressed with the efforts of Mark Briscoe in this one.
Yet another suplex right on Joe's neck and head.
Another cover. And Joe does have a weakness when it comes to quick pins. He has lost matches in the past to a quick pin, and Mark knows that. So Mark obviously going for the pinfall every opportunity he has. And I can't believe Mark's still on his feet after the beating he's taken in this one. This is one tough guy. Uh-oh, he's got him. The cutthroat suplex. It's all over if he hits it. Joe knows it and fights back. Look at those knees.
How do you like that, Mama Briscoe?
Oh, and a big kick and a cover. It's all over. Where is Mark getting this from?
Samoa Joe cannot afford to lose this match in front of the Japanese media, in front of the Briscoes' parents, in front of Joe. Without Cornette being here, Dragon suplex. It's over.
No, Mark somehow escapes.
He's listening to his brother out there.
Mark Briscoe going on sheer will and determination at this point, but I am very impressed with the way he keeps fighting back. And look at Joe, he's hearing that crowd. Why are you standing up, Punk?
Because that's my cue. I think it's time for me to go ruin the rest of this show.
What? We have a great title match. Punk. Ladies and gentlemen, Punk's left the broadcast booth, but Samoa Joe big knees on Mark Briscoe, and now he's got the choke. Can Mark Briscoe survive? CM Punk's headed to the ring, and look at that look on Mark Briscoe's face. He is getting choked out, just like Joe said he would do in that interview at the beginning of the show at Samoa Joe's ring. Mark losing oxygen. Can he fight back? That's 2 times. No, Mark is Briscoe. What a champion we have in Samoa Joe. And what a chapter we have in the Samoa Joe versus Briscoe brothers feud.
And still, Ring of Honor champion, Samoa Joe.
Jay Briscoe looking disappointed, but you have to admire the effort of Mark Briscoe in this one. What a hard-hitting title match. Samoa Joe is entering 2004 as your Ring of Honor World Champion. What challenges lay ahead of him? Everyone is gunning for that title. Can Samoa Joe withstand another year? He's beat up right now. He gets more beaten up with each title defense. Can the champion hold on? How much longer can he last? Oh, and look at him mocking the Briscoe by shaking his hand. I mean, he's following the code of honor, but that was just cockiness right there. He was just trying to embarrass Samoa Joe. And look, here comes CM Punk. CM Punk said he's going to ruin the show just like he tried to do in Connecticut, just like he tried to do in Framingham, just like he tried to do on the convention card.
So now, the B card is over with, and now the All Japan Ring of Honor show can begin. And just like I told you, I am going to ruin this show.
You know, I'm sick of this whole Lucy situation.
Who's in this ring?
Uh-oh.
Unless you came down here for a fight, shut the fuck up. You don't ever disrespect this belt in my ring, so I'll tell you what, punk. Get out of my ring.
Oh, can you feel the heat in that ring right now between CM Punk and Samoa Joe? Samoa Joe has brought prestige to the belt. That is his ring. He has taken exception to CM Punk trying to disrespect everything. CM Punk trying to ruin the show. CM Punk's gone insane after the whole Lucy incident. Lucy taken out at Wrath of the Racket in Dayton, Ohio on August 9th. Punk has been on a crusade to find out who did it. He said he's going to find out tonight.
Joe! Calm down. Calm down. I didn't come out here to disrespect you. But your part of the show is over with. So why don't you leave my ring? I got some business to take care of. And I know Christopher Daniels is back there. So I want to call Daniels out right now.
He's calling out Daniels.
You don't understand. You don't get out of my ring right now, you're going to have 99 problems, and that bitch won't be one.
What a standoff we have here. And what's Punk going to do? Punk's in a world of trouble right now. He is more concerned about who took out Lucy and Dayton. He has gone insane trying to figure out who has done it. He believes the prophecy is behind it. Dan Moss swearing on his father's grave that the prophecy is not behind it. But Punk is convinced it's Daniels. And look at Punk. Look at this. He is backing out. I love it. Punk's finally getting some of what he deserves. And Punk backing down from the world champion. That is Samoa Joe's ring. Joe happy leaving now. He made his point. And hold on. It's the prophecy. Daniels, Moss, Allison Danger, and they're face to face with Samoa Joe. And then the prophecy Samoa Joe wore is back on. We have a brawl in the aisleway. They're going at it. And look at Punk. Here's jumping Daniels. Moss and Joe going at it. Of course, Joe's been at war with the prophecy in 2003. And now Punk unleashing on Daniels, throws him into the ring. We have Punk and Daniels. It's breaking down in Philadelphia. Daniels unleashing on Punk. Punk fighting back. Is the prophecy behind the Lucy attack? Punk and Daniels face to face many times. Punk laid him out in Framingham using Daniels' own last rights maneuver. And now they're going toe to toe. Final battle 2003, scene number Danger attacking Daniels from behind. Moff and Joe brawling to the back. There's no other prophecy support. Daniels is in a bad situation. Allison Danger is in a bad spot. Punk's got a towel. Punk is choking her out. Punk is choking out Danger. This guy has no morals. This guy is a scumbag, and he's proving it. What's Colt Cabana doing? Oh, whips Danger head first. And there's just a steel knob where she hit behind that turnbuckle pad. And look at Daniels, he's helpless. Punk's grabbing that towel. He's gonna kill Allison Danger. She's gonna suffocate. She is gonna be strangled to death. There is no one to help them. Oh my God, we need help from the back. Get the locker room to empty. Please, somebody. Punk calling for the mic.
Daniels, lie for a lie, a truth for a truth. I know it's you and your prophecy, but I told you I miss you. And now, if you want to tell me why, I will kill Allison Danger.
What? Someone's gonna stop this.
Tell me why. All right, I'll tell you. It was the prophecy.
What?
It was us all along.
And who's that? It's PJ Whitmer with the chair on Cabana. Daniels is free. Punk is out of there. What is PJ Whitmer doing there? It was the prophecy all along that took Lucy out.
You see, you were wrong on one day. It was the prophecy that did it. But it wasn't me. It wasn't Danny Moff. And it wasn't Allison Danger. It was the newest member of the prophecy, B.J. Whitmer.
What a shocker! PJ Whitmer's the one who did it! PJ Whitmer, the newest member of the prophecy, obviously a plan by the prophecy.
Hey, CM Punk, don't you think for a second that I'll remember you trying to dump me on my head and put me through a table in Philadelphia?
Oh, it all makes sense now. When you look back at Epic Encounter, when you look back at the things CM Punk has said since then.
That's right. PJ Whitmer joins the prophecy, and now, in 2004, we're poised to rule Ring of Honor once again. Come on, Danny Love. Let's celebrate. Come on.
And look at that look on Moff's face. Moff seems very confused. He seems just as shocked as all of us.
Chris, can you tell me what the hell is going on here? You owe me an explanation. On two occasions, I swore on my father's memory that the prophecy, meaning you, Allison, and myself, had nothing to do with Lucy's disappearance. And you know it. Now what the hell is this scumbag doing?
Moff and Whitmer have had some real hard-hitting matches in 2003 in Ring of Honor.
I can't stand your ass. That's my problem. Listen, take it down a notch, brother. Cool it off just a little bit. I understand, brother. I understand. What are you doing? I didn't mean to make a liar out of you, but you gotta understand, this was all in the cards from day one. The same way, listen to me, the same way that the plan was always you joining the prophecy. The plan was always B.J. Whitmer being a part of the prophecy, brother. I didn't mean to make a liar out of you, but you gotta understand, it was all in the game plan. Now listen, I want you to suck it up. I want you to be a team player. Because with us, the prophecy is gonna rule Ring of Honor in 2004. And you are both main parts of my game plan. So let's shake hands and let's be part of the prophecy. And let's run this place like we were meant to.
Troubles within the prophecy, but we have a new prophecy, a new war, The Prophecy versus Second City Saints war is on in 2004.
It's intermission time in Philadelphia, Final Battle 2003, and what a first half it's been. Now we know that B.J. Whitmer is the Lucy attacker and he joined the Prophecy, and also Matt Stryker is the winner of the Field of Honor. But right now, I've got with me the tag team champions of Ring of Honor, Mark and Jay Briscoe. Now guys, it's been a tough first half for you. I know it has been. Tapping out to the cattle mutilation, Jay, and Mark, you know, losing to Ring of Honor champion Samoa Joe.
Yeah, but I stood up to him and I gave it right back to him.
No doubt about it. You went toe-to-toe with him to the end, and I respect you highly for that, man.
And anyways, we still got these tag team belts. Samoa Joe, you think you could choose a partner to come take these belts from me and my brother? You must have forgot, Joe. We're under the guidance of Jim Cornette now. With his guidance, we are the best tag team on the planet. He's pinned you before, Joe. We've taken all your beatings and we've gave it right back to you. Now you think you can come get these belts, Joe? We even outsmarted you in New Jersey. All it took was one phone call to Jim Cornette. Samoa Joe, you think you can come take these belts or get whoever you want and come try?
Capetta!
Yo,
Capetta!
Whoa, okay, relax.
What'd you find out, right?
I found out. I know the info.
Well, then tell me what y'all doing here, man. Yo, no disrespect, champ. All right, you got the pretty belts there. Hey, gold or silver, they're pretty though. Hey, we don't disrespect you at all. I know it's your time, but as soon as you find out what's going on, you'll understand where we're coming from.
What's going on?
All right?
Listen, this is what happened. Gary, I gotta find out if you found anything out. Those kids, they got to my family. You guys know how important family is, don't you?
Believe me, guys, it's on the level. It's legit. They're telling you the truth.
Guys, we're just gonna talk to Gary for a minute, all right?
Real
no
quick.
disrespect.
Real quick. All right?
Yeah, cool, man.
Briscoe Brothers, true champions. Now look, guys, here's the deal. Here's the scoop, okay? Special K right now is on their way to Chicago.
Chicago?
To appear on Colt Cabana's talk show. And that's the scoop.
Bro, that damn show ain't taped in Chicago.
This is not time for the comedy act, you know what I'm saying?
It's taped in this building somewhere.
Where are they at, Capetta?
I don't know.
Where are they filming that damn thing?
That's what I was told.
We're gonna find them. You find them before us, you don't need to tell them. Let them know we got something for them.
Okay, guys,
let's go.
But tell me something. What did they do to your family? What about the family? Okay, folks, we will find out soon enough. But right now, it's Ring of Honor versus All Japan, and we're ready for the second half right now. Let's go to it, guys.
see. We have Ring of Honor against All Japan Pro Wrestling. You're about to see 4 interpromotional bouts. It's about to get underway, but guess what?
What's that?
We have the Great Muta in the locker room. Let's go to him right now.
We are Don and Marcos, the ring crew. We are
Whoa! The super card is underway. Don and Marcos, the Ring Crew Express, getting up in the face of the Great Muta.
Great Muta, I don't think appreciate that, and I think that was the first time Don and Marcos didn't get their trademark lines out. Ran from him.
I would have been out of there too. I'm joined by Ray Morrow as CM Punk's in the ring, and he's got to be a mess after what just happened.
And what is Colt Cabana doing?
He's pumping up.
This is supposed to be a serious matchup, and he's pumping up there. We saw the ring entrance with the Second City Saints there. CM Punk trying to be serious. Colt Cabana coming out to his music. These two guys aren't on the same page, Lovey.
I'm sure CM Punk's going to have something to say later on about what we just saw to close out the first half. BJ Whitmer joining the Prophecy. The Prophecy versus Second City Saints war is on, but let's get to what the people paid to see and give them some background here, Ray.
Well, we have the Second City Saints against the All Japan duo of Turmeric Storm, Kazushi Miyamoto, and Tomoaki Honma. And a lot of people are familiar with Honma. As we saw earlier, the cameraman with the close-up on his back. Did you see the scar tissue on his back?
That is sick.
He's one of the original Kings of the Deathmatch from Big Japan. And actually, on a side note, he is the first person ever to use a light tube in a match. And it was by accident. They had a match in Big Japan, and they went to the ceiling, and they took it from down, and they hit him with it, and, the rest is history, I guess.
So you're just a fountain of information here, Ray.
I know. There's always time for a first. As we see Miyamoto and Colt Cabana locking up here, Miyamoto with the advantage here. And this is an interesting match for Colt Cabana. CM Punk, we know, has had tours of Japan. This could be the first time that Colt Cabana is wrestling an athlete of this Japanese style like Miyamoto.
Let's see what Colt Cabana can do. Of course, Cabana and Punk, it's a good thing they just had that intermission, because I'm sure they had to get their heads back on and get focused after what happened. I mean, I can't believe it.
I can't believe BJ Whitmer, remember the Prophecy?
You know what, it makes sense when you think about what CM Punk has said about him, and when CM Punk tried to dump him through that table at Epic Encounter. I mean, wow, that's something to keep an eye on, but right now, let's just get focused on these interpromotional dream matches. Such a unique thing we have going on here, and we might not ever see it again.
And a nice drop kick there by Miyamoto. That just rocked Cabana. As it looks like CM Punk, he's got tagged in right here.
CM Punk, look at him, he's cool, calm, and collected. He's showing what a mental wrestler that he is, knowing that he has to settle down, knowing the world of the whole entire professional wrestling world is watching this match. He knows he has to get focused to win it. This will be a huge victory for the Second City Saints, a victory of international implications.
Here we go for the lockup right here. Both guys a little tentative here on the early on. Both these guys unfamiliar with each other.
Well, what we're going to see in the second half is a lot of first-time ever matchups. A lot of people unfamiliar with each other as CM Punk wrenching that arm.
And Honma with the advantage here now. The well-placed elbow right there.
Well, you know one thing, the All Japan contingent didn't travel halfway around the world to lose.
You can say that again, Chris. And Punk going again, working on the arm here. Nicely done. Honma here in a disadvantage.
It'll be interesting to see which team has the better teamwork. Both teams, regular tag teams with each other. So what we're really seeing is a classic match here of tag team encounter.
And Honma now firing back. Let's see how he fares with Punk here. A diverse style here by Honma. We know that what he can do with the deathmatch style, but he's kind of new to the All Japan rings. He's been a member of the All Japan Wrestling Company for about the last year or two. Let's see if he can develop the All Japan style.
Well, he just used his quickness there to take CM Punk to the floor, and as a hardcore wrestler, he has to be at home on the floor right now.
CM Punk could be at a disadvantage here as Honma's firing up. And Punk looks like he's out on his feet.
And listen to this crowd. They are very into the Japanese athletes. They finally get a chance to see some of their heroes. They're so used to watching them on videotape. Oh, and boy, did he ever taste that steel.
Welcome to Ring of Honor, Honma. My goodness, he could be out. His back I mean, we've seen the scars already, but that's a hard blow right to the back. And now he picks up a chair, Chris.
Oh, you see Punk immediately backing off. He wants no part of that.
Code of Honor still goes in this match.
You know, it was great seeing the All Japan contingent upholding the Code of Honor at the beginning of this match.
And Homa backing off. You think they have guardrails like that in Tokyo? And now Miyamoto tagged in. Look at the chest on this guy. This guy, no stranger to the weight room. An impressive looking athlete right here.
This is one of the top upcomers on the All Japan roster. They wanted him on this tour because they see him as a future star. Colt Cabana now in.
And this is a great break. And I heard earlier CM Punk saying that the Japanese presses areas is very important for the American athletes to get over, but I think it's doubly important for the Japanese athletes to have a strong showing here in America. This is such an important match for these guys, especially the younger ones on the talent roster.
Well, these All Japan stars wanted to come and compete in Ring of Honor because they knew this is where all the press was going to be. They knew that they were going to be all over the magazines by doing this tour, so you know they don't want to be in those magazines as losers. As Colt Cabana again beat back and forth
here. And I'll tell you what, this is almost a coup here for Ring of Honor to pull off a show like this, to have the talent from All Japan come here. All Japan has not had really athletes come as representing a company probably in about 15 years. Back in the Crockett Cups in 86 and 87, we had Giant Baba representing All Japan, but there hasn't been All Japan athletes in an American promotion like this in such a long time, Chris.
Right, I just saw the Great Buddha walking around at intermission. I mean, the Great Buddha's here in Ring of Honor.
I can't believe it.
As there's a roll-up attempt. Nope, Cabana blocks it. What's Cabana doing? Turns him around. Oh, nice variation on a Boston Crab there. And CM Punk tags himself in and takes him up. Wow, what an impressive double team submission. Paul Turner called for the break.
Oh, look out.
Ooh. And did you see Punk's head snap back and hit Cabana right in the mouth?
Homa just kicked the living Jesus out of Punk right there. And that might have fired up the straight edge competitor here, CM Punk.
Well, it's been slow in the early going here. Both teams feeling each other out in this first time ever match. But now there's a big mule kick by Punk, and it's heating up. An attack coming into Colt Cabana. The Second City Saints, they have to get focused on this match after what we just saw after intermission. Big back elbow, and they're looking good so far. And hold on, what's Cabana's catching Punk? And what's he doing?
I guess you could call that great teamwork there, but CM Punk, I don't think he knows what's going on.
CM Punk is not amused by the shenanigans of Colt Cabana. Cabana firing away.
And speaking of shenanigans, I heard we're going to have another Good Times, Great Memories segment from Chicago tonight.
I guess so. What is Capetta saying? Special K was going to Chicago? And what's going on with the Carnage crew tonight? I've never seen them this irate. If you saw their match on the convention card, they were more intense than I've ever seen them before. What a bloodbath they had against Special K. It was so bloody it had to be stopped by the Athletic Commission. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on later on this home release.
We saw them earlier on in the show and in intermission, breaking up the Briscoes intermission segment with Gary Capetta. They were looking for Special K. And Capetta said they're on their way to Chicago for the
Well, that's, I don't know. Something going on with DeVito's family. I guess we'll get some answers to that soon, as there's a whipping by Punk and a knee. Good teamwork by the Saints. Double knee by Colt Cabana. Oh, and that celebration ended a little early.
Cabana showboating to the crowd there, and he just got his legs cross-blocked there by Miyamoto as he was falling out of the corner.
Another cover attempt by Punk.
Punk taking advantage of Miyamoto being down, going for a quick cover.
There was 3 of them, and that's going to tire out Miyamoto if he's got to keep kicking out like that. There's a chin lock right there by CM Punk. Both teams still feeling each other out.
Miyamoto drops down with a jawbreaker there.
He needs the tag.
He needs to tag in his partner, Homa, here.
And Punk drags him into the corner. Great teamwork.
Great tag team wrestling here, cutting off the ring, bringing his opponent into his corner so he can make a tag to Cabana, as Cabana just drops the elbow right to the back of the neck.
Right now, the Second City Saints are dominating in front of the Japanese media.
The Saints looking so impressive here early on, and now going blow for blow. Cabana's oh, look at that.
Thumb to the eye. That'll always stop you. And the tag goes into Punk. More great teamwork by the Second City Saints.
And we have Punk here Signaling for something here. What's he going for, Chris? Could be a suplex, but no, Miyamoto blocks it. Drops down. And Miyamoto comes through with a suplex.
And he needs the tag.
He needs to tag right now. This is his chance right now, Chris.
The fans want to see it.
I want to see it. Let's see if Miyamoto can get the tag. But no,
Punk holding onto the legs, but he gets kicked for his effort.
nicely done by Miyamoto. This is his chance right here, Chris. And there it is, the tag.
Here comes Homa. He unleashes from both Punk and Cabana.
Homa firing up here, and the fans in Philadelphia getting behind this All Japan superstar.
Oh, what a running forearm right to the face of Punk into a bulldog.
Nicely executed there. It's going for the cover. Maybe take it too long, Chris.
And Cabana there with the save. And you know, fellow Second City Save member Ace Steel has to be home waiting the result of this one right now.
And Homa with a kick to the midsection. Oh, he's got them both. Nicely done. Nice maneuver on the saves. Both of them are down. Punk and Cabana are in some trouble, Chris.
And what an atmosphere we have in this building. You have to be here live to experience something like this.
You can only see a matchup like this in Ring of Honor. As Homa's signaling, he's going up top.
No, Punk catches him. Big body slam off the top.
Reminded me of Flair Steamboat, but Punk going for a tag.
And here comes Colt Cabana.
Homa down.
Power slam.
He just scooped Cabana up right there.
And don't forget, we have a 4-match series between All Japan and Ring of Honor. And both promotions want to say they want the bragging rights saying they won the series. So this is a very important match for one of these promotions to get off on a winning streak. And look at Cabana. Oh, what a maneuver.
Drives the knee right in the back of the head of Homa, but only a 2.5 right there. Cabana looks a little frustrated, but he's got to capitalize on this. I'm sorry, Chris.
I was just going to ask who will win this All Japan versus Ring of Honor series. Give us a prediction, Ray.
Oh, it's too close to tell. I don't know. Both these teams looking great. Homa with a nice DDT.
And he needs to tag bad. So does Colt Cabana.
Tamarick Storm are going to go up in this match if Cabana doesn't get a tag, though, Chris.
Oh, nice Huracarana by Cabana.
Beautifully executed.
Ref Paul Turner with just a 2 count.
Miyamoto definitely wasn't expecting that move. But look at that, palm strikes and a fist. Cabana, his legs are wobbly.
Did you see the look on his face? He is definitely dazed.
Dazed and confused is Colt Cabana. And a nice lariat there. Scooping a slam by Miyamoto. And the crowd really getting behind Miyamoto now, Chris.
And this future All Japan star is looking great as he ascends to the top rope. Beautiful swanton.
Could this be it? No, Cabana kicks out.
What an effort by Colt Cabana to kick out.
And CM Punk on the outside with words of encouragement for Colt Cabana.
And you better believe right now Daniels, Mop, and Whitmer are out of the minds of the Saints as they are focused on this match.
A double lariat right there. And a nice knee. Miyamoto's rocked, but he comes by with an enziguri.
And the pace is really getting fast in this one after the early feeling out process by both teams.
I'll tell you what, it's a pleasure to be watching this match and even to be calling this match.
Boy, I wish we could do what we did during the Bryan Danielson AJ Styles match at Main Event Spectacles and just go watch it in the crowd. This is great.
I don't think we can. I don't think there's any seats. Do you see how many people are here? As both guys back and forth with stiff chops. And Homa now with the advantage, but here comes Punk. Wow.
Firing back.
Spinning backhand. And he drops Homa right on top of his head.
And Homa's having to roll out of the ring after this one.
Wow, he could have had enough. And Punk, he could be going for it, so bang. But a big spear by Miyamoto. And followed by a lariat. Springboard forearm.
And it's breaking down. It's fast and furious. Springboard dropkick by Punk.
Wow, this is almost too much action to call, Chris.
All 4 men are down.
And listen to the fans, they're rising to their feet here. This sellout crowd in Philadelphia. What a tag team match they are witnessing.
And it's all about who gets to their feet first at this point. Who's going to get the advantage? It's Homa in there with Punk.
And Homa has Punk. But no, a reversal. And a big boot by Homa. As he's going to the top rope again, he already got Chris. Wow, a blockbuster.
Punk is down. We need a cover. There it is.
Oh, 2 3/4.
Wait, how did Punk kick out?
I don't know how he did it. But nice execution there by Homa.
And Punk is at a disadvantage. It is 2-on-1 right now.
This could be bad news for Punk.
They are planting him on the top rope.
These two young competitors from Japan showing me a lot. And what is this? Wow, this could be a superplex, Chris.
This is a very dangerous looking move.
And CM Punk goes for the ride. What a nice maneuver.
They have to go for the cover. All Japan could go up 1-0 if they go for a cover right now. Everyone is down though.
Come on.
Here he goes. Turns him over. And there's Colt Cabana with the save.
Cabana wisely breaking that. Nice positioning.
And that's going to make Ace Steel happy.
And Miyamoto goes for the plancha, but no water in the pool.
And what's Colt Cabana doing?
Beautiful Crane Rana to the floor. He just took out Miyamoto.
What an impressive move from the big man. He can fly.
This could be Homa's opportunity to go for the pin, though.
That could be a knockout on Punk. Oh, Punk saves himself by ducking that lariat, and he dumps him on his head.
Nice suplex, but wow. Homa, back up.
No, Punk avoids it again. And there's that DDT.
This could be it, Chris.
Covered.
Wow, not enough. Almost a 3, I'm sorry.
I thought Ring of Honor was going to be up 1-0.
I thought, you're right, I thought that was it. Punk capitalizing on Homa. Beautiful lariat. Oh, but Miyamoto makes the save.
And here's Cabana back in.
What a tag team match we are witnessing. And it looks like the Saints have the advantage now, 2-on-1. Miyamoto dumped to the floor, and Homa, he's in a whole hell of a lot of trouble as this could be the Pepsi plunge.
Punk has him hooked. He's got him set up. There it is. Oh, he landed on his head. Dangerous!
And that's it. Punk and Cabana are victorious. Ring of Honor is up 1-0 on All Japan Pro Wrestling.
And the Ring of Honor All Japan Series is underway.
Chris Daniels. Daniels! There is a war. And I declare it on you.
first time ever dream match. AJ Styles representing Ring of Honor. Kaz Hayashi Hayashi representing All Japan Pro Wrestling, and this cat's gonna. There's a handshake, the Code of Honor, followed by the All Japan Pro Wrestling star.
Well, Chris, you said this is a first-time meeting. This is a first-time singles meeting, as they did meet in a tag team match in WCW. And Kaz Hayashi, by the way, is the first person ever to take the Styles Clash. Did you know that?
You mean the first time AJ Styles ever hit the Styles Clash? It was on Kaz Hayashi?
The first time it was in WCW.
Ray, you really did do your research in this one.
That's right. Well, I talked to Kaz earlier before the match. I speak Japanese.
That's a very good skill to have.
Okay.
As right now, both men filling each other out. AJ going for the arm. What a great match we have. The fans really looking forward to this one, and listen to them.
You know what? This is definitely a match here that I've been looking forward to, because we all know about AJ Styles, what he's done in Ring of Honor, but Kaz Hayashi, he's one of those fiery wrestlers from Japan. I mean, these two guys can mesh so well together in the professional wrestling ring. I'm really looking forward to this one.
All Japan Pro Wrestling hired Hayashi to rebuild their cruiserweight division, and he's done just that. And AJ Styles, of course, an MVP in ROH in 2003. So many great matches. I mean, main event spectacles against Bryan Danielson, Paul London at Night of the Grudges, that three-way at the first anniversary show with Loki and Paul London. 3 legitimate Match of the Year candidates that I'm sure all of them are going to settle behind the balloting. And don't forget, AJ had that run as ROH Tag Team Champions against Amazing Red, and who will ever forget those bouts against the Briscoes? Probably the 3 best tag team title matches in ROH history.
And let's not forget about Kaz Hayashi. When you talk about cruiserweight wrestling, this guy has been doing it for about the last decade, starting out in the early 90s in Universal Pro Wrestling, and then he moved to Michinoku Pro, where he wrestled under a mask as Shiro, a member of Kaientai, but not in WWF, but in Japan he was a member of Kaientai. And we know all about everything he's done in WCW as part of the Young Dragons, but now making a living in Japan as part of All Japan Pro Wrestling. He is definitely a well-traveled superstar.
As he's going to work on AJ Styles right now. Oh, what's this? CM Punk back. You know what, Ray?
What's that?
Since you
want me to go? I always seem to be the one leaving.
No, you obviously did your research for this one, so guess what? I'm sick of dealing with CM Punk. You can stay. I'm sure. Hey, Punk, pay attention to the action. I know your mind's going to be on the prophecy thing, but congrats on your win. But just let's pay attention to the action, okay? I'm out of here. I'm going to go.
Shut up. See you later, Chris. See you later. Hey, CM Punk, Ray Moore, how you doing?
That guy's a jerk.
You know, 6 months, you've been here, and we've never really sat down.
Yeah. So how about Kaz Hayashi and AJ Styles here in the middle of the ring, locking it up?
Well, yeah, we've been talking about that, but you seem to be kind of like in a subdued mode, kind of. I thought you'd be a little bit more fired up after what we saw happen at the end of that Samoa Joe match.
Are you ribbing me?
No, I'm not. I mean, what's the deal?
I'm crabby all the time, but I'm actually happy. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. You see, I just found out exactly who took out Lucy. That's why I've been going crazy all this time, because I didn't know who it was.
I know, but
now the cowards. Can you don't be like the other guy? Shut up and let me finish. Now the cowards finally stepped forward, and now I know exactly what I have to do. I know who my target is, and I know when and where I'm going to take him out, including Christopher Daniels and the rest of the prophecy.
But after the Tyrant...
Oh, and by the way, excuse me, Ring of Honor 1, All Japan 0? Yeah, thank you very much. Did that all by myself.
You had an impressive showing there.
All by myself, thank you.
By yourself. It was a tag team match with Colt Cabana.
Who pinned who?
You pinned Honma.
That's right.
It was a nice move. Pepsi plunge off the top. Looking well for the Japanese press. I thought...
Look at AJ. I know what's coming here. Ooh, well scouted. There you go.
Beautiful drop kick by AJ Styles as he just rocked Hayashi.
Damn, AJ's one hell of an athlete.
Ooh, nice drop kick there, but let's get back to you just a little bit. I thought after the tirades you've been on, after the Dayton show on August 9th, that when you found out exactly who was the person that took out Lucy, you would be like on a rampage. You're surprising me once again.
I was on a rampage to find out who took out Lucy. Now that I know who took out Lucy, it's simple. I get revenge. Me, Colt Cabana, and Ace Steel get revenge on the prophecy. AJ Styles is known to do this, but he hasn't been known to just keep going like that.
Yeah, Hayashi, I think, lost him in the crowd. A ton of people here. This is Ring of Honor's largest attendance ever. As AJ just got lost in that massy humanity here in Philly.
There he is.
I guess, sometimes a dangerous animal is most dangerous when he's quiet, waiting to strike. And I guess if I was B.J. Whitmer, I would be very cautious of CM Punk.
I guess you can call this the calm before the storm, but more importantly, this is the most historic night in Ring of Honor history, and I want to enjoy these matches while giving my expert analysis. And Kaz Hayashi going toe-to-toe with AJ Styles right now. AJ getting fired up. You know, if these Japanese wrestlers came over here looking for a vacation, they came to the wrong place.
You're right there as Kaz Hayashi just got rocked. And AJ firing up. You should be used to this. Kind of shades of your match in Baltimore a couple months ago with AJ. What a classic that was.
And I love it as much as Kaz is loving it right now.
What a forearm. And what a kick! And Hayashi's down. I don't think he was expecting competition quite like this, Punk.
I don't think any of them were. But if they want to win this...
But look at Kaz. He's standing up to AJ. And he's picking him up. And he drops him with a brainbuster. And the fans getting behind both these athletes here.
This is everything Ring of Honor is about. The fans came here to see wrestling.
And they're getting it. And Hayashi now has a headlock, slowing it down a little bit.
Hey, a little piece of information I bet you don't know.
What's that?
Did you know that Kaz Hayashi was the first person to ever take the Styles Clash?
Yeah, we mentioned that a minute ago before you walked in.
Shut up.
No, seriously, we did. Yes, we did.
Bro, you didn't know that.
I was talking to Kaz earlier.
You didn't know that.
I speak a little Japanese. I understand what he was saying.
You didn't know that.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Okay, well, we can rewind the tape later. You know, Rob Feinstein pays me a lot of money to be newsworthy and know what's going on here. They just don't stick anybody here to do the commentary.
Well, AJ Styles is fighting out of this headlock, and Kaz boots him in the midsection.
AJ Styles, like yourself, has had some experience, and this could be the Styles Clash. Wow. You're right. Kaz Hayashi might have been scouting AJ Styles there.
Or he might not have been. I don't know. A lot of the Japanese athletes looked a little bit lax in the locker room, like they were going to yuck it up and have a good time. And the first two ran right into a brick wall of integrity called the Second City Saints. So I think the rest of them better get their boots on. They better tighten up their laces. You take any Ring of Honor athlete not as serious as you should, and you're going to end up on the wrong side of a 3 count.
You know, I'd have to agree with you there. And, you know, I might not agree with everything that you stand for and the way you practice everything here in Ring of Honor, but I would like to congratulate you. It was an impressive show.
You ever be? Who cares?
It was an impressive show tonight.
Of course it was.
And I had an enjoyable time calling the match as Kaz Hayashi has the upper hand here. And AJ is down. He's in a little bit of trouble here.
Now, a lot of the American fans, Ray,
yes,
might recognize Kaz Hayashi from WCW and the Young Dragons.
Yes.
I bet you didn't cover that yet.
As a matter of fact, nice pile driver there by Hayashi. And Kaz has the upper hand here. AJ's got to mount a comeback sooner. It could be all over.
You think you know everything? Is that it?
No, not really, not quite. But I have done my homework here. This is a very important show for the wrestlers.
What's your IQ?
124, maybe, possibly. I don't know. What's yours?
I'm a medicine level genius. I'm 138.
Oh, okay. And Kaz Hayashi looks like he's smothering AJ there. AJ, if he's winded, he's going to be in a lot more trouble here. And the crowd behind AJ Styles and probably Kaz Hayashi here, a very respectful audience here.
1,500 strong behind wrestling, period. I don't think it matters who comes through that curtain the rest of the night.
And Kaz has AJ hooked again. Is he going for another pile driver? Punk, if he hits another pile driver, it could be it.
And I think AJ's very aware of that.
And AJ goes for a lariat, but misses. And he has him.
Ooh! Nice variation of a backbreaker, almost going around the body of AJ Styles.
Almost a two-in-the-world backbreaker maneuver right there. Kaz Hayashi got caught. And he looks like he's in a lot of pain on the mat, Punk.
Most of the time, it only takes one maneuver like that to take the wind out of a guy.
And AJ,
kick right to the face.
I mean, you wrestled AJ Styles before, but he seems a little bit more intense tonight. Do you see that?
He's a very intense individual, but yeah, there's a lot on the table this night. Like I stated before, the Japanese media, press, everybody out there taking your picture.
Yeah, I mentioned that a little bit earlier during your match there, that, you know, it's important for your guys, to, you know, the Americans to get over, but it's, I think, almost doubly important for the Japanese wrestlers to get over in America.
The Japanese don't want to go home losers, and we certainly don't want to lose on our own turf. So there's a lot of pride on the line.
A lot of competition on the line, and that's what you got to love, and that's what Ring of Honor brings to the table.
And that's exactly why this place is so electric right now. As AJ Styles looks to be tying up Kaz in a bow and arrow.
What's up?
Miyamoto at ringside, person that you defeated earlier on tonight. And he has him in a bow and arrow here. You could get a submission.
He's got him ripped right under the chin.
Hayashi got to roll a bit more to get to the ropes. But no, goes through.
Referee out of position on that one.
It's a pretty strong kick there by AJ Styles as he's following up with some forearms. Yeah, if Kaz Hayashi was looking for a vacation, he went to the wrong place, I'll tell you that.
Exactly. I think a lot of the other All Japan superstars are maybe watching this at ringside or in the back, and they're rethinking their strategy, let me say. Oh, drop toe holds AJ right across the throat on the rope.
AJ got caught right there. What's Kaz going for? A nice DDT as he just planted AJ's head into the mat. Could this be it? No, 2 count.
Not pretty, but very effective.
I'll tell you what, if I was Satoshi Kojima and I was looking at the competition that's going on in this match and the prior match with yourself, I'd be rethinking my strategy, because you know Homicide, he's fired up for that match tonight.
Homicide, obviously almost the MVP of Ring of Honor, besides myself. Of course, Gutbuster by AJ Styles.
And another backbreaker variation right there. Kaz Hayashi's lower back. He's going to be waking up feeling pretty sore tomorrow morning on his plane ride to wherever he's going.
I think that would be Japan, Ray. Very nice maneuver. You were looking for that back handspring elbow, and you got a gut full of kick. Discus clothesline scores, but AJ got clothesline out of his boots also.
And both guys are rocked on the mat. And referee Gary Moreira with going for a 10 count here.
I can't. While both wrestlers are down, let me take a moment. I can't get over how ugly some of these photographers are.
What do you have with the photographers?
I have nothing with the photographers. I can't tell which one male or female.
What does this have to do with anything? We have an important match here.
Is that Stevie Nicks or Vince Neil?
I don't know.
Right to the left of Hayat. Who is that?
Who's that?
I can't
That's
tell.
Charlie from Yamex. He representing All Japan Wrestling right there.
Down with Charlie. I know who Charlie is. I was talking about the man, he, she.
What is your problem? Let's get to the match, and it looks like we could have a Styles clash.
Hayashi blocks and hits the Rana. Tight cover. AJ barely kicks out at 2.
Wow, Kaz Hayashi showing me a lot here. And what's he going for, Punk? Do you know?
He's signaling for something.
This man is so dangerous on so many levels. And he's just stalking AJ Styles. What's he going for? He's going for a go-behind, maybe a dragon suplex. But AJ drops down. Kaz hooks him.
Counter after counter. We got a crossface on. AJ smartly rolls through.
AJ quickly rolls through. Could go for that dragon.
And he hits it.
This could be it. But no, AJ fights out of it. Kaz has got to capitalize. Go for another crossface. Excuse me, Punk.
Kaz has used that many times to put people away.
And he could put away AJ Styles right here.
Breaking on the neck of AJ. Look at AJ's hand is trapped behind him.
And AJ desperately needs to get to the ropes. Look at that angle. A person's neck is not supposed to bend like that.
AJ's hand is in the air, ready to tap. His feet makes the ropes.
Thankfully, he makes the ropes, so that could have been it. But how much damage was done to the neck of AJ Styles?
There's a lot of weight on Kaz Hayashi's shoulders right now. His company's already down. It's 1-0 Ring of Honor. If he doesn't win this.
And Kaz going to the top rope. He's one of the top cruiserweights in the world, but he just got caught by AJ.
He's set right up for a Styles Clash.
You're right, he's got him. But no, Kaz rolls through.
AJ rolls through.
And look, he's got him. Styles Clash.
That's all she wrote. Ring of Honor 2, All Japan, nothing.
And that's it. AJ Styles is victorious over Kaz Hayashi.
The Styles Clash comes back to haunt him.
What an incredible match we just saw there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live at the Ring of Honor All Japan Final Battle 2003, and you're about to see Satoshi Kojima lock up with Homicide in the third encounter of 4 between the Ring of Honor and All Japan stars. Damn, I'm good.
That was a pretty decent introduction there.
God, what can I do? Seriously, if I can't do it, it can't be done.
I guess you could do it all. You're already victorious tonight. Look at the mood you're in. I don't know why, but as we see Kojima and Homicide squaring off here, as this is possibly Homicide's most important match here in Ring of Honor. And look at Kojima jawing with Julius, the double son-in-law Smokes there. And it looks like Chris Lovey's here to join us. Chris Lovey's back.
Well, I'm just back for a second because I'm going back into the crowd. It's just electric in this building. What a chop by Homicide. But anyways, I'm here for a quick scoop. You saw Loki in the corner of Homicide. You're probably asking yourself, what the hell's going on here?
No, but go ahead. I'm sure you're going to tell us.
I will tell you what happened earlier today. Loki, who is still out with injury, he had a sit-down with Homicide. He showed his trainer, Homicide, the proper respect. The two made up. The Ring of Honor told Homicide, hey, bring out in your corner whoever you want for this match. Homicide wanted Loki and Monster Mac, formerly the Hit Squad, in his corner for this match. It's great seeing Loki and Homicide showing the respect to each other again. There's Homicide hitting the ropes there. And Punk,
all right, are you here to commentate?
I'm going back in the crowd. This is great, but Punk, I gotta say, I can't believe what kind of a subdued mood you're in after what happened with the prophecy in the first half of the show.
I was telling Ray over here earlier, I'm just a big teddy bear. I know what happened to Lucy now. I know exactly who I have to hurt. So it's them who should be worried, not me. As Homicide goes for the prettiest dive in pro wrestling, in my opinion at least. Kojima takes a breather. Can you leave now, please? Seriously.
I think I am going to leave. And, of course, you're no stranger to Homicide. What a great match you guys had at Round Robin Challenge 2. I'll leave it at that. It's just great to see Homicide and Low Key together again. Take it away, Ray.
Well, thank you for that information, Lovey. As you see Kojima making friends with the fans here in Philadelphia. And the fans really getting behind Kojima here.
You know, I think the All Japan Superstars are going to get on their plane to go home to Japan, and they're going to find that Kojima's still in Philadelphia.
It's possible.
Look at him. He loves it here.
He's almost as over as Philadelphia's favorite son, Rocky, with the reaction he's getting here by the fans here. Have you ever seen an outside competitor here in Ring of Honor getting such a reaction, Punk?
Certainly not.
As Homicide goes for a go-behind, Kojima powering his way out. And what an important match for both these guys, but especially now for Kojima. All Japan down 0-2. This is a must-win situation for Satoshi Kojima.
It certainly is.
And Homicide with a nice reversal there.
You said earlier it was the Homicide's biggest match in Ring of Honor. Dare I say this is Homicide's biggest match in his career?
You might be right there. I think you're right. And a nice kick there.
He's staying on Kojima's arm now.
He's got to stay on him. Because Kojima, he can hit you, he can level you out of nowhere. This man is definitely one of the most powerful men in professional wrestling, not in Japan, but throughout the whole world. This guy is a monster.
Well, look at the size difference between these two men, though. Once they're on their feet, I mean, obviously, right now, look at the size difference.
There's probably about a 50-pound size differential there.
Now, that's something that Homicide has to contend with.
And what is going on between Kojima and Smokes? Kojima just tell him to suck it? I don't even know what to call on that one there, Punk.
Julius Smokes is definitely a character, isn't he?
That's right. If Kojima's ever experienced anybody quite like him, I don't think so.
Certainly not.
As these two guys go for a test of strength, but Kojima with two big kicks to the abdomen and a devastating chop followed by another. But Homicide, these guys hit each other tooth and nail. Oh, thumb to the eye.
And look at Homicide. He's mad. He's almost more mad that he didn't think of it first. I was talking earlier about the size difference, but the size of Homicide's heart is no different than Kojima's. That's why this makes this match so much interesting.
You're exactly right about that. What a year it's been for Homicide. As Kojima has Homicide in the corner, going for a face wash. He doesn't understand.
Wait a minute, what does he mean he doesn't understand? Understand.
He's Japanese. He just spoke English, Punk.
Yeah, exactly. But the point is that they count in English in Japan anyway.
Pro wrestling is pretty universal here. I think Kojima's trying to pull the wool over the eyes of referee Paul Turner right there, and the fans here.
He thinks Homicide's stupid because he's Puerto Rican. That's what's going on.
What? What does that have to do with it?
I didn't. It's not me. It's Kojima.
And look at these stiff chops. This is strong style wrestling at its finest.
These two are still just feeling each other out.
Feeling each other out. They're leveling each other, Punk.
Look at these right hands.
It's going to break his jaw. And Homicide returns the thumb to the eye right there. Nicely done. And I think Homicide, the notorious 187, could be a little pissed off here.
You know, some guys will get in the ring with a wrestler the caliber of Kojima would be a little bit, maybe tentative. Not Homicide.
No, not at all. He's going full throttle right here, and we could have a German suplex.
Homicide's on his feet. Drop kick.
And he caught him right in the jaw.
Kojima's to the floor. Here we go.
What a beautiful suicide tope.
Listen to this crowd. I can't get enough of it.
The fans in Philadelphia rising to their feet. What incredible action we are seeing. And Kojima, he could be in a little trouble. This is Homicide's domain on the floor. As Kojima just met the rail.
Come on, Homicide!
Well, wait a second. Oh! Belly to belly. He landed on top of his head on the concrete.
Oh, referee right in there. He's out.
He's out. Oh, look at Homicide. Go back to him. He could be glassy. Look at that.
The ref's got to check him, right?
Yeah, I don't think Homicide, he quite knows where he's at. Is he even conscious? And Kojima taking a picture.
That's why they're high-risk maneuvers. And you want to tangle on the outside, there's something like that can happen.
And Kojima toying with the crowd a little bit, but this isn't a two-inch situation. This is very serious. Homicide, did you see the impact that his head hit the concrete?
He's slow to his feet. Look how slow he's moving.
And I've seen Homicide take some unbelievable moves, especially throughout this year, 2003, and he gets right back up.
Paul Turner's got to make a judgment call on this one. Homicide is groggy.
I have never seen Homicide down from the move quite like that. He's groggy. I don't think he has his wits with him. He could be knocked unconscious. He could be knocked out on his feet, Punk.
Yeah, but he surprised me right there with...
Well, you said it.
Slow. He's slowed down.
Very slow. He's still got that heart. He could be running on instinct, as he might be going for a desperation face wash.
He hits his running the Shining Wizard in the corner.
And Kojima looks like he's rocked, but look, Homicide's down. You're right. This could be a serious situation.
Paul Turner's got to check his eyes. He's got a concussion.
He's using those ropes to get. Look, he couldn't even get a full snap mirror right there. As you see, when he snap mirrored him, he dropped right to his knees.
I don't think Homicide has been fully erect on his feet. There he goes. He's back to his feet.
He's back up. Look at that. There doesn't seem to be a lot of strength behind that choke.
I think he definitely got knocked for a loop, but he's still in the fight. Homicide's not going to give up.
No, not at all. No, definitely not. Desperation boot right there. I don't think he should go to the top. Well, he didn't.
He's trying to win this match. He needs to.
He needs to get this over real quick. And I'll tell you what, if you're at a disadvantage, I wouldn't want to be in the ring with Kojima.
Certainly not.
Oh, this bodes to be very bad for Homicide right here. He's out, and Kojima going to the top rope.
And he scores with the elbow. Yeah, it does not look good for Homicide at this point.
Suck it up, baby, yeah!
2.5, he kicks out. And that weight advantage, definitely an advantage on a move like that. Driving that elbow right into the head of Homicide. And he's already groggy. Yeah, I think the referee maybe should be checking him out. Punk, this doesn't look good here. Homicide is down. And again with the boot. What's he go for?
Swinging DDT.
Almost on instinct, though. 2.5, not enough.
He's somewhere else right now. It's hard to explain. Just from watching Homicide in the ring for so long, he's not even moving like Homicide.
We've seen him come back from so much this year, but this is definitely different.
Oh! Once again on his head. He's normally so quick.
He couldn't even brace for that impact there, as his head took the brunt of that as it snapped. Did you see that?
And Kojima's calling for the lariat.
Oh, if he hits this.
Did you know that Kojima was taught the lariat by Stan the Man Hansen?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, see? You think you know everything. Who's a genius? I am. Thank you very much.
That's some good information there. And Kojima waiting for Homicide to get to his feet.
Homicide's in a different world right now.
Maybe he should just stay down. I don't know.
He catches it.
He's got him hooked. DDT there. I think he was going for the Ace Crusher, but Kojima
Beat him down.
too big. There he
There it
goes.
is. That's a move Kojima likes to use a lot too. Calls it the Koji Cutter.
Wow, Punk, you're full of the information now. Pretty impressed here.
I'm the smartest man alive, Ray Morrow.
Possibly. I don't know. You're showing me a lot, though. Plus, you want to know, and you won the match for Ring of Honor, so I cannot deny you tonight.
Oh, there's some good looks. There's the Koji Cutter.
The Koji Cutter rocking Homicide. And Kojima is all business here in ROH.
Homicide still got it in him.
But not much on that kick out.
He still wants to win.
Uh-oh, and he's taking off that elbow pad. This could be that lariat. Homicide in a whole hell of a lot of trouble here, Punk. He's got a duck.
He boots the arm. And he hits his own Koji Cutter. He's going back to the fundamentals. What works?
Homicide with a desperation Koji Cutter right there. Look at the leg. But still not enough.
Homicide doesn't have his wits about him to capitalize on this.
And the fans trying to get this action. I think that they sense that Homicide's in a whole lot of trouble.
Into their feet.
Oh, what a lariat that was! Oh, and he kicks out.
Homicide kicked out of Koji.
Wow, I can't believe he kicked out. He's running on pure instinct, Punk. I don't know if that's the smartest maneuver to do, but so much on the line here. And another lariat. Almost like an axe crusher there. And that's it. Satoshi Kojima is victorious. Well, how much was taken out of Homicide? And Ozzy Pay gets a victory here. Still down 2-1. But what an impressive victory for Satoshi Kojima. But Homicide, boy, was he rocked, Punk.
Definitely. He was beaten by those two lariats, but I think it was that belly-to-belly on the floor that did him in.
What a matchup. And coming up next for the All Japan Double Tag Team titles, the Great Muta and Arashi against Christopher Daniels and Dan Ma.
Ring of Honor. Pure wrestling title. Now that's what I'm talking about, because that is exactly what I'm made of.
Which PWF recognizes here in Philadelphia this day, Saturday, December 27th, 2003. It is signed and authorized by Stan Hansen, President of the PWF.
Parker, this is the big one for all the marbles for the All Japan Double Tag Team Championship. The challengers, Christopher Daniels and Dan Moff, representing the Prophecy and Ring of Honor against the Great Muta and Arashi. What a matchup we have here, Punk.
Yeah, it's a shame a couple of humps like Danny Moff and Chris Daniels will represent Ring of Honor when they actually don't believe in Ring of Honor and what Ring of Honor is about. And I'm also happy Hillbilly Jesus isn't out here so I can actually keep my composure and remain in my good mood.
Hillbilly Jesus?
Yes, Hillbilly Jesus, BJ Whitmer. This is a match I do want to see. And just like AJ Styles and Kaz Hayashi, just like Satoshi Kojima versus Homicide, I want to call this match as a fan of pro wrestling, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
But it might be a little bit hard.
Okay, well, let's go. We got Dan Moff starting off with Arashi here. And Dan Moff just got tossed. Did you know that Arashi was a sumo wrestler? A legit sumo wrestler turned into pro wrestling?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I don't think Danny Moff is normally used to locking up with somebody who's bigger than him.
Obviously not, because he's getting tossed around like a rag doll here. And again, Moff into the corner. I don't think Dan Moff has met anybody quite like Arashi. And look at the size of this guy, and looks like we got Chris Lovey. He's back again.
Well, that's what that smell is.
Oh, I'm back with a big scoop that you might want to know, CM Punk. Just like, you know what, I gotta say the atmosphere in the locker room is incredible. It's great hanging out there. It's great hanging out in the crowd. And, you know, that's where I found out about Loki and Homicide making up. But CM Punk, I got a big scoop for you.
Okay.
And it's Wilmington, Ohio, January the 10th. It's just been signed. The Second City Saints, you, Cabana, and Ace Steel, 6-man tag against Dan Moff, Chris Daniels, and BJ Whitmer, the Prophecy.
Great. So that's the beginning of the end for the Prophecy. It took the Prophecy how long to get rid of Steve Corino and his group?
About 6 months.
I promise you, I get rid of the Prophecy in one night. For the 6 to 8 months of pain they put me through. See, I'm trying to call this match, and here you go again. You're pissing me off.
We better get back to the action. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go watch this from the crowd. What an atmosphere here. ROHWrestling.com, RFVideo.com, 215-891-9404 for all your live ROH and home video needs. Over 5,000 tapes, every promotion you can think of. I had to plug it. We got to pay the bills. And here comes Chris Daniels. And Ray, I hand it over to you.
Thank you, Chris Lovey. And Punk, it seems like you're losing your composure a little bit. It's a big announcement as Ring of Honor returns to southwestern Ohio, the place it all started. You know, the confrontation with Lucy. And it looks like we're going to have Christopher Daniels and the Great Muta squaring off here right in the ring. Your thoughts, Punk?
There's nothing I want more than to lock horns with Chris Daniels and Hillbilly Jesus. Okay? But that'll come. That's something for another day, okay? Remember, don't let me get off track here. You do not want me to go on another rant.
Well, just one thing quickly. That's a pretty bold statement. You want to get rid of the Prophecy in one night?
One night. I promise you I will do that.
Do you really think that could be done? Christopher Daniels has almost had a stranglehold here on Ring of Honor for the last 2 years.
Do I think it can be done?
Well,
if I can't do it, it can't be done.
I guess what? I'm showing up to Wilmington, Ohio because I definitely want to see that collision. That is going to be a car crash if you ever saw one in Wilmington, Ohio, January 10th. My goodness. And my goodness, right here in the middle of the ring, the Great Muta and Daniels squaring off.
It is a historic moment.
And Muta capitalizing here on Daniels with the upper hand. You don't see that too often. But you probably think that's going to happen on January 10th as well. Wow, what a matchup that's going to be. I'm sorry. I can't believe we're taken away from this match. But
you got the Great Muta in the ring. Shut up for a second.
Okay. Well, let's go to the match. Call it. Muta with a headlock there on Daniels. Working on that left arm. Has a wrist lock right there.
Could you just feel the electricity in this crowd?
Oh, it's intense. It's unbelievable.
It's like I feel like they're just waiting for something.
We're ready for an explosion right here as the Great Muta kicks Daniels right in the rib, and Daniels is down. He's in the corner. And who would ever have thought that the Great Muta would be here in Ring of Honor and going against a Prophecy? This is just incredible.
Muta and Daniels set the tie up once more.
Come on. What's going on here? A little mind games by Daniels. What's this all about? And the Great Muta Wow, and there it is, Punk, the green mist. And you want to talk about mind games right there.
And that is frightening.
And Daniels taking a powder to the floor. I don't think he's ready for something like that. And look at Dan Moff, he's beside himself. And the fans here in Philadelphia definitely behind the great Muta. And Muta meets Daniels, excuse me.
Muta's all over Daniels like a bad habit. He takes him to the far corner.
Muta with the headbutt. And now a punch to the face right there. Great Muta definitely being very methodical. Every time he's in this persona, every time he's in the Great Muta character, it's that slow, methodical, he just breaks down his opponent, and we're seeing it right here in Ring of Honor.
And this is what the fans came here to see.
And Daniels firing back. And Daniels with a choke. That's not very honorable.
What'd you expect?
I guess you're right. And Daniels has Muta in the ring. What's he going for?
What a coup it would be for Daniels to win this match.
Oh, that would be unbelievable. Can you imagine the ego of Christopher Daniels if he could score a win?
There's so much riding on this, though.
And can you imagine if this Ring of Honor tag team goes to Japan as the All Japan Double Tag Team Champions? Could you imagine that?
You know damn well if Daniels wins this match, he's going to claim that he and his prophecy are the ones that are the reason that ROH won the whole thing in the beginning.
Yes, you're right there. And look at the weight advantage here by Arashi.
Ring of Honor is up in this four-match little gimmick here is because of me and Colt Cabana, but it's a story for another day. Arashi is just overpowering Chris Daniels now. Well, big size difference here again. They're giving up a lot of weight.
I guess look
at Daniels trying to push Arashi.
It pains me to agree with you, but you are right. You did win that match. And it's taken two men, two large and powerful men, just to back Arashi up into the corner. I guess that's the advantage you have when you're a former sumo wrestler, Punk.
You know how to use your weight to your advantage, definitely.
And Arashi with a clubbing chop.
He's fighting back.
And another forearm. This guy's like a wall. How do you even move a guy like that?
He's not using close fists. He's using those knife-edge chops to the back.
And Moff with a desperation finger to the eye right there.
It'll slow up anybody.
But even a chop like that to this monster here, how much damage does that really do? They're going to have to try to ground this guy. As they just have Arashi in the corner. Now Daniels with another choke.
I'm not exactly sure when Arashi got into pro wrestling, so I don't know who has the experience between him and Daniels. But obviously Muta definitely with the most experience in this match.
Well, I believe Arashi actually, some are saying, I have to clarify this, but a couple of the Japanese press, it could be lost in translation, said that Arashi was a part of the second Crockett Cup in Baltimore. That's what they were saying. I got to check up on that. I'm not quite sure. But if that's the case, he's been a pro wrestling veteran for about 15 years.
Right.
And now Muta again with a snapmare.
Here we go.
And that's one of the moves the pro wrestling fans in Philadelphia came to see. The Muta elbow. And we could get a moonsault here.
Oh, no way. Allison Danger's up on the ring.
Oh, she could get the mist. And Daniels from behind. Can you imagine if Muta busted out the moonsault here? I mean, it's public knowledge. We know that the knees of Muta are virtually destroyed from the pro wrestling wars he's gone through over the last 20 years, and he only hits the moonsault on special occasion, but he was going for it here. That just shows how desperate these guys are for a win.
That just shows you how special this night is. He only saves that moonsault for the special occasions, and this, believe it or not, is a special occasion.
And Muta firing back on the prophecy right now.
Yeah, but Muta already got outsmarted by the prophecy once. And the great equalizer, I'm sorry to say, on the ring floor is Allison Danger. She just saved her team from certain defeat.
She set up this whole predicament. If it wasn't for Allison Danger, this match could have been over. The great Muta could have hit that moonsault. It could have been all over. But you're right, Allison Danger saving the day for the prophecy. And Dan Moff with a nice forearm to the back of the great Muta. And Christopher Daniels and Dan Moff probably only tagging a couple times here, but they're looking like a well-oiled machine here. They're a cohesive unit, and this doesn't bode quite well for you maybe in January in Wilmington, Ohio. These guys are looking impressive against a Japanese legend like the Great Muta. What does this mean for you guys?
Nice Arabian press by Chris Daniels. He only gets a 2 count. You seem to forget that it appeared that Danny Moff wasn't too happy with Christopher Daniels for letting Hillbilly Jesus into the prophecy.
BJ Whitmer. Yeah, you're right. That's something that's definitely going to have to be looked at here.
Right. And what have you ever known me and Colt Cabana to not get along? So obviously, the better team.
Well, I did see a ring entrance. There was a little miscommunication there in the music.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it was. I mean, I saw it. And the Great Muta almost fighting for his life here. He needs a tag. And a nice
double team maneuver. And he grabs the Koji clutch on Muta.
And we could get a submission here on the Great Muta. You imagine if Christopher Daniels made Muta tap here in the middle of the ring? But getting back to that, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on Dan Moff and BJ Whitmer. There's definitely a little heat between the two. They've been beating the hell out of each other for the past year. And now Christopher Daniels wants these two to be together as a cohesive unit. I don't know if I can quite see that happening.
Believe me, I'm gonna exploit that too. Arashi's in to break the save.
Arashi's saving the day right there with a well-placed boot with a lot of weight behind it, I'll tell you.
You gotta wonder how long Muta would be able to stay in that hole. I mean, he had nowhere to go.
Dan Moff
shoots Muta in.
And what a match, what an opportunity for Dan Moff to be in the ring with the Great Muta right here as he goes for a snapmare. And these guys are just cutting the ring off in half. They're looking like the better tag team right now. And speaking of all the things going on, can't forget, later on, after this match, we're going to have Good Times, Great Memories, I believe with Special K, and the Carnage crew are on a rampage still in the locker room, and we're going to see what's going on with that segment with your other running mate, Colt Cabana. We got to see what's going on.
What am I, running for president now?
You know what I mean. You're a tag team. I'm sorry.
If I did run for president, would you vote for me?
Possibly.
Would you vote now?
Possibly. I mean,
possibly? You don't know?
Well, would I?
Are you on drugs?
No, I wouldn't vote because that means you got to do jury duty, and I got called to jury duty, so that's why I don't vote anymore.
I've never done jury duty in my life.
Okay, well, that's what happens. But we will have Colt Cabana with Special K and see if the Carnage crew can catch up with Special K. There's a lot of deep issues between those two tag teams as Muta firing up as he needs a tag. And Daniels with a well-placed elbow right to the throat of Muta.
Arashi's smart enough not to chase Daniels. Or Arashi's stupid. I don't know.
Or Arashi just didn't feel like moving.
Maybe not so much.
And Dan Moff comes by with a nice leg drop.
He's getting cocky, though. You do not get cocky when you're in the ring with the Great Muta.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I remember when I had my big historic feud with him in Puerto Rico, and I never once took him lightly.
With your what?
Danny Moff shoots Muta in. Muta hits a drop kick. Did you see that?
Nice elevation there by Muta. What are you talking about? Your series of matches with Muta in Puerto Rico.
Great Muta throw a drop kick. Arashi just threw a drop kick.
My goodness, Punk. What agility by the big man. You were never even in Puerto Rico.
A sumo wrestler just threw a drop kick.
Stop changing the subject.
I will not. I refuse.
And Arashi with the big lariat. And he's got Moff hooked. What's this? A big belly-to-belly suplex. This could be it.
Dan Moff kicks out.
What a beautiful suplex by the big man right there. As Muta and Arashi almost successfully defended the titles right there with a belly-to-belly suplex. And Dan Moff in a lot of trouble.
He scores with a forearm. As Alice in Danger still looking like the Sea Hag from Popeye, sitting ringside, trying to get her man back in the game.
Sea Hag, is that necessary?
Yes, it's necessary. Is her being ringside necessary?
Well, you know, maybe I'd have to agree with you on that one. As Moff firing up with some forearms there.
Moff gets the better of
Puerto Rico. What are you going to say next? You feuded with Inoki in Japan 20 years ago? Come on. And what's this? A nice shoulder block by Moff as Daniels hooking the leg, but not enough.
Using their weight, their combined weight to take down Arashi.
And Daniels with a headbutt. I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do with Arashi.
Power slam by Arashi.
Wow, nice execution there by Arashi, and the tag into Muta again.
Oh no, here we go. He's gonna pick apart that knee.
And he's just setting up Daniels here for the Dragon Screw.
You know what he's setting up for.
He's gonna go for
Here it
that.
is, figure four. Did you hear that, crowd?
I heard it. The fans getting behind the figure four by the Great Muta. And Moth breaking it up. And here comes Arashi.
He's had enough.
It looks like this match is breaking down. And Arashi following Moth to the floor. Dano's going for a pinning combination, but not enough.
I think that was it.
And Arashi like a house of fire on the outside. And here comes Muta with a well-placed boot to the midsection of Daniels.
He's gonna stay on that knee. Oh, chair shot by Danny.
Where did that come from? Dan Moff with the chair, and now he's bringing it into the ring. They're gonna break the code here, I guess. This is uncalled for. Damn! And there's the red mist. Where did that come from? And Moff is blinded. Moff is at a disadvantage. And Daniel scoops up Muta.
My moonsault is so much better than his.
And here we go, the double jump moonsault. But no water in the pool. And here it comes. And the Shining Wizard brings victory for the Great Muta and Arashi. What a matchup here in Philadelphia.
You know, I'm not surprised Daniels dropped the ball and let them even it up to 2-2. But Daniels has other things to worry about right now, and that's Wilmington, Ohio on January 10th. My Second City Saints are going to meet his prophecy, and in one night, we will rid Ring of Honor of the prophecy.
Well, let's get back to this. Ring of Honor and All Japan tied up at 2-2. I don't really know if that matters because the real winners are us and the fans. What an incredible night of action here. For Ray Morrow, for Chris Lovey, for CM Punk. This is Final Battle 2003. What a night of action we've seen here. And we will see you in Wilmington, Ohio on January 10th.
You people just saw the Final Battle 2003. We're heading into 2004. The new millennium is already here, and we're just taking little baby steps. I'm your host, Cole Cabana. This is Good Times, Great Memories, and what a show we have tonight for you following that awesome All Japan Ring of Honor show. My guests are going to include CM Punk, as usual. We'll have him on tonight. Big show, big time Punk. Me and you did some things tonight, huh? But first, I want to introduce these guys, these club kids. Special K's gonna come in. I got Izzy, I got Dixie, I got Dizzy, I got Sleepy, I got Floppy, I got Flippy, I got Flappy. Come on in, guys. All right. All right. I only got one chair. Take a seat. All right. Hold. You guys. Dixie, you come on and sit down here. Now, what's the story with you guys? My people want to know. You guys are partiers. You're lazy. It's just, it keeps on going.
Lazy?
No, I'm not sorry, lazy. You guys are active.
Spoiled.
You're sporty. You're athletic. You are. I've seen.
Look, it ain't my problem that my dad came into money and my mom has money. It's not my problem that all these slobs and bums can't even get a decent wage. Seriously.
So it's not your fault that you're just rich and spoiled and giving everything.
It ain't my fault that their welfare check comes at the first of the month and they can't get their Christmas gifts until after January.
bold statement. I had the Carnage Crew on before, and they were ripping you apart. Not big fans. Not big fans.
I'll buy their jobs and fire them.
Interesting.
How about that? And then we'll party about it. So
Check this.
tell them about the party we took last night.
Hi guys. Hi. Wait, am I late again? Am I late again?
That's not a sound. That's not what we don't want to hear.
Get up. Becky, save a spot for you.
Hi Cabana, how are you?
Come on my show. Hey, get out of here. Sit down, sweetheart. Sit down.
Thanks a lot.
Wow.
It's nice.
So we're talking about Special K. And boy, has Special K, you guys have gotten big.
In 2004 is just the beginning. You wait and see how big we get.
Huge, let me tell you.
Huge. You guys are, and I bet you're a lot of fun to play with.
Bro, you should see us in the club. Everyone's having fun.
It's great.
We drink.
You guys are awesome.
Come back here, Kay. Special K!
Get them, Luke.
You guys came all the way to Chicago just to...
Shut up, Colt.
No.
This ain't no joke.
It's no joke. This has gotten really personal. You see, I have a 13-year-old daughter. The other night, she didn't come home. That morning, 8 a.m., she walks in the door, it looks like hell.
Hey, you know...
She went to a rave. Somebody slipped her ex. I'll tell you this, Special K, now your lifestyle has come into my family.
Too far.
I'll tell you what, my wife, she may be lazy, she may not cook, she may not clean, vacuum, do dishes. My kids, they may nag, I want this daddy, I want that daddy.
But they're yours.
But I'll tell you what, they're DeVitos and they're family. Nothing means more to me than family. Just like the Carnage Crew, our family. Special K, you're gonna get
Special K! This is no longer about us whipping your little asses to teach us some respect. We don't care about pinning you. I don't care if I pin you. DeVito don't care about hurting you. Special K! We are going to kill you.
and we
family.
Dead.
Let's go, buddy. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks. My set is ruined. They ruined my set. How am I supposed to finish this show? How am I supposed to bring Punk on? I'll see you next time. Unbelievable. My set is
seeing the light. Our prophecy seeing the light. I've been kept in the dark. That's all that's been happening to me around here. Me and this buffoon right here. Yeah, buffoon. We've been kicking each other's ass for the whole year of 2003. And nobody told us.
problem, Chris?
What's going on? My problem is, you wanna know what my deal is?
Yeah, what's your...
I looked at Punk square in the eyes, man, and I swore my father's grave that the prophecy had nothing to do with it. I didn't tell you to make any promises. I didn't tell you to go out and swear on anyone's grave that we weren't involved with this, Danny.
Now listen, I appreciate everything that you've done for the prophecy, but you got to remember that this is my show, and you've got to follow my play. And this is my play. You understand? So follow it. Now let's go. I want to get this promo done, and I want to get out of here. All right. Chill. Are you ready for this? Can we do this now? Yep. Good. Give us a countdown. Hey. Let's get this done.
5, 4, 3, 2.
You know, it wasn't too long ago. In fact, it was Final Battle 2002 that this group came around. And they came to us and they said that they were going to run things in Ring of Honor. That they were going to put the prophecy down at the bottom of the food chain. That they were going to hold all the titles. They were going to hold all the power. Well, you know what? It wasn't even 6 months before Steve Corino's group got tossed. And that's because of us. That's because of the prophecy. Now, Final Battle 2002, we held all the titles. We had all the power. I had a good man standing at my side. That was Donovan Morgan. And he and I, we ran the tag team scene in Ring of Honor. But now that Donovan is spreading the word of the prophecy, around the world, I went out and I recruited myself another blue chip prospect, and that was you, Danny Moff. And I gotta say, it's because of your heart, your guts, your soul that we're running as strong as we are. You are the backbone of the prophecy right now, brother. And I appreciate everything that you've done for us.
You have my loyalty.
I should hope so.
My loyalty is gold.
Good. And now that Xavier has decided that the prophecy's game plan isn't the one he wants to follow, now that Xavier is off doing the things that he wants to do, I went out and I recruited myself another blue chip, someone who can take us to the next level, and that's you, BJ Whitmer. Because I wanted somebody who could take all kinds of punishment, but dish it out twice as hard, and that's you.
You know, Chris, you also have my loyalty. And I know you're the guy that's going to take my career to the next level.
You know it. And you know what? In a beautiful stroke of genius on my part, we killed two birds with one stone. Not only did we put Lucy down and out, not only did we send the message to the Second City Saints that the prophecy is the dominant faction, but we also recruited you, BJ, and made ourselves that much stronger.
And you know, I hate the Second City Saints. CM Punk, I'll never forget what you did to me at Epic Encounter. And now you want to come and you want to run your mouth on all these videotapes? Well, let me tell you something, boy. There was no greater sight that I've ever seen in my life than seeing your girl Lucy face down in a puddle of her own blood.
That's right. And when Final Battle 2004 rolls around, believe this: the prophecy will once again hold all the titles. We will once again have all the power. And Ring of Honor, you will once again worship the ground that we walk on. And that's the gospel, according to the prophecy.